in a little bit of an advantage here. He wants to make sure that they can get the vision, and the hook lands.
It does. It's going to go on the tilt. He's in a lot of trouble. Can he get it? He's going to flash. He's fine for now. We're going to see the calling come out for Shruti, but it's not going to matter. He dashes out. We do see that Dorjan gets hurt. Loki does see a lot of trouble. Tilted did fall at the end, but the ultimate came out, and it looks like Harry X is going to get himself a kill. No, Loki doesn't actually survive.
Fruition.
And
now he's going in.
Tilted flash. He gets the taunt down. Nurse is going to try to use any kind of barrier that she can get, but it's not going to be enough. The Just Punch does knock up Heroes, and they're looking for the fight here. Nurse trying to get out of their stone gates. Would use flash from Heroes, but they're going to get one. They're going to look for the other. There's a chilling smite. Heroes going to get down. Double kill going over to Loki Dosi.
Bit of extra vision.
Ultimate. Use. Yeah, it's going to hit on the cape, but he's going to be fine. Use the quickness and the granite. Just get the 3-man charm so far. Mango getting super low, but it doesn't look like any more fights going to happen. Toad's going in. Drops trying to get the buff on himself, but he's going to snare up Indigo, but does not matter. The Impale's going to be cleansed away. And now the fight's going to go in. That's going to be 1 kill going over to the side of Ascentia. That's 3 kills to the side of Ascentia. No one's going to go down. They're trying to make something happen. Doesn't matter. It's going to be a clean ace for Cetra.
And Ascentia, how they're playing this.
They're going in, looking for the fight. There's the Vanguard's dead. They're trying to kill. Oh no, but they're not able to kill him. The taunt comes out. Sundillian's going to flash forward. He does freeze him up. He's going to use the Zoe as the heroic entrance is there. You see the J pop there. Harvey, he might be able to be taken down. Finally, he is. This might be the fight they want. Moody's in there. He's using Cloud Gem. There's the stopwatch for you. Frieden's going to fall. Oh no, looks to be the next target. Meanwhile, we got Cerberus trying to push. He's doing what Tanzoni did last game. Hello everyone, welcome to day 2 of week 4 of the Nightfall Champions League. As always, I will be your host, call me Gaikin. Joining me is Zonite. This time sitting in a chair, he's joined us in the laziness ranks. But for tonight's matchup, as you can tell, we did start a little bit late. We're only having one series tonight, and we'll pick the last one up tomorrow. Tonight's matchup is Impulse Ghosting taking on Ascentia Gaming. Two teams kind of low in the totem pole of standings. Kind of had a rough showing so far. Impulse Ghosting kind of, I would say, had some unlucky matchups. The first week was against Fruition. And then the second week against Recon 5. So definitely a rough way to get into this league. But they're going against Ascentia. They did win last week, so we'll have to see how they do tonight. How do you think it's going to go, Zonite?
Yeah, with these two teams, I think Impulse has the 2-0 over Ascentia right now. Ascentia, to me, hasn't really shown to be that kind of team that can hold up against I'd say, rank 3, rank 4 team here. And mainly because in the past couple of weeks, I don't think they've won any game yet, or any series, I should say.
No.
But to give them the benefit of the doubt, they have had a couple hard series for them. I believe they did go up against Fruition, like you said, and a couple other. I think they went against Recon 5. So Recon 5, Fruition, the top 2 teams here right now in the Champions League, definitely the hardest to go against. And having that be your start can definitely make it look like you're not a better team. And that's just because when you're thrown into that kind of competition right away, it can be very difficult, especially if you maybe aren't prepared enough or maybe just haven't had the right mindset going into it. So hopefully Ascentia Gaming can pull it off here against Impulse, but I'm going with the 2-0 there. Gaikin, how about you?
I believe I said 2-1 Impulse
2-1?
Ghosting. I still gave it to Impulse, but I think they're still on the same level somewhat. Ascentia, although like you said, they haven't won a single series right now. They are 2-6 as far as game record goes, and then Impulse is 3-4. So they're fairly even in terms of that. I think that it's going to be a lot closer. It should make for a very exciting night. Very, very exciting night. But I don't know. Like you said, Ascentia Gaming, they just haven't really shown up. And both teams have gone against Recon 5 and Fruition in the first 3 weeks. It was Ascentia's turn to take on Fruition, and then week 1, Ascentia took on Recon 5. So both of them had a really, really tough showing. Ascentia also lost to Lakeside Gaming, but that was a strong 2-1 series for Lakeside, and it was very close, honestly. It wasn't much of a landslide at all. So we'll have to see how tonight's matchup does go, but I still give it to Impulse. They've definitely shown a lot more promise than Ascentia has, and maybe Ascentia can prove us wrong by showing up tonight.
Yeah, and looking back at the past couple of weeks, and especially last week here, I have a little bit of some of these statistics going on. Thankfully, from the Nightfall admins, I'm able to take a look at this kind of stuff. And one of the things that you'll notice, first off, is when you look at the side of Impulse, last week they chose Sejuani twice. It does seem like a very confident pick for them. They had the Braum with them in the first game. Definitely something that is very strong, and Swifty said it last week. The combo of Sejuani with a melee champion is definitely something that you need. And we all know that with the Sedge Braum combo, it can be pretty deadly. They had a Jax with them, which was really good. They also had a Corki who played very, very well. So I'm interested in seeing if Ascentia is going to ban that out, making sure that Corki is not going to be allowed for him, or grab it for themselves, because he was just completely dominant on that Corki and scary. You had Varus in the bot lane. Not too much was there with the Varus Braum there. It was more of just kind of a passive lane that helped sustain the fights and also keep the bot lane down on the bottom half of the map while the rest of the team was able to pick up objectives for themselves or make their way. Game 2, you saw Hecarim, Jarvan, Vel'Koz, Sivir, and Morg for Impulse. And the Sivir Morg, definitely something very strong. Morgana always is strong until the next patch. In this patch right now, she's tier 1, being that super dominant support that takes complete control over the lane and also can make a dominant mid game, especially if they have a pick composition in play. The Vel'Koz mid, I will have to say and give it to the Impulse mid laner that he took those games for them, and they're essentially is really going to have to ban him out if they want to try to do anything.
Yeah, the Vel'Koz essentially won him the end of that. The end of the second game. You know, we kind of noted his positioning was kind of odd some of the times. He was either a little too far forward, wasn't with his team, completely separated from his team, and you know he was in the bush above in the river above Baron, and you know he kind of poked out Galio, right? And even though Cetra Gaming, they still got the Baron, they all ran up to where he was just at, and they had no information if he'd move or if he was still there. And he did a lot of damage. You saw Syndra's, Syndra, even Galio, who was somewhat tanky at that time, took a lot of damage. And what happened? They ran back up. He was still waiting in that bush for them, chunked the Syndra down, and they just ran over and won the game from there. I mean,
yeah.
There's a lot of questions coming into this week, especially for these two teams. It might give us more of a solid answer of who is, meant to be upper tier, or maybe Impulse Ghosting just got lucky with Cetra and they might get knocked down. Ascentia hasn't played Cetra yet either. They play him. They don't play him for a while. So they don't play him for a long time, actually. So Ascentia hasn't played Cetra, but Ascentia and Impulse are going to go up against each other next week.
Ascentia and Impulse, okay. Wait, what?
Man.
Isn't that this week's game?
That is this week. Never mind. I mean, it's. I'm looking at the wrong stuff. Well, the spreadsheets they'll set up a little differently. Not next week. Ignore what I said. So Ascentia, like I said, Ascentia and Cetra Gamer, they're going up against each other, in week 6. So they got a couple weeks to go. And then you also got Ascentia going up against Polar Ace Academy. next week, who hasn't really shown a whole lot of promise either. So if they can't beat either of these two teams, including today, then we might be able to know that Ascentia is definitely out for the count.
Yeah, for sure. They have to do something very soon to get back into the Champions League and get themselves back up in the rankings, just like you said. Couple of things that I saw from Ascentia last week. One thing that they're going to have to step up on is the macro play from them. Impulse's macro play last week was outstanding. They played it almost perfectly in that week, and that was kind of it was kind of the time for Impulse to really show a potential for them. And so by doing that last week, it really now proved to us that Impulse is one of those teams to be feared. And Ascentia really hasn't showed that kind of macro style of play to be one of their strong suits. And so I'm hoping Ascentia can try to pull back from their downfalls. And last week we had Vladimir, Rek'Sai, Lissandra, Ashe, Tahm Kench in the first game, which isn't too bad. You got a fair amount of damage, you got a nice lockdown, and it can do well. But at the same time, there's a lot of times where it can get countered. And then in the game 2, you had Jax, Rek'Sai, Morgana, Ezreal, Thresh, and it looked like a good comp on paper. But then as soon as you put it in the game, especially against the comp that Fruition was going, it really puts into perspective that they didn't have much damage. If you looked at Fruition, they had Kennen, they had Jarvan, they had LeBlanc, Caitlyn, and Nami. You have 4 carries, plus you have a support who can keep them alive for a lot longer. Going against about two main sources of damage, and then 2 helpful, I'd say okay sources. Not even that helpful. The Morgana is more for being that extra support, and Ezreal, after some of the nerfs, has just not been able to bring out the damage he needs, especially when it comes to the lack of damage for a team.
Yeah, Ezreal is definitely. I've definitely seen some better days. I don't think he's terrible, but you definitely need another source of damage on your besides just him. And maybe we'll see something different. Maybe we'll see either of these teams. Well, maybe Ascentia try something new or try something different. We've seen the meta pretty much been set stable for the most part with how these teams are going to be playing, and for Ascentia that hasn't worked. Maybe they need to mix it up a little bit. Maybe try something a little bit different, because that could always, that can always land you a win or two. And that's what they need. They need to get a win. They need some kind of win right now. They've taken a couple series. They took they took a game off of Recon 5, which was fairly impressive. And then they also took another game off of Lakeside Gaming. But I do believe that was the story of Kale, that series. Maybe I don't remember. Been so many games. But I got a question for you. Did you get kicked from the custom game?
Yes, I did. They made a new lobby, and I'm trying to get an open spot for you so I can send you that invite. And we'll get into this match very shortly, but they just needed to open a spot for you. There you go. Should be able to hop on in now.
All right, now I just need the draft link.
Yeah, they're sending out the draft links right now. Let's see. Oh, I think this is the spectator link. Let's hope. Yep. There we go. There's the spectator link. And
why did I just click? This one looks good.
All right.
Wait, what? We don't need.
Whatever.
I'm so confused.
There we go, Freeze Man.
I'm so confused. Was it?
I just said we need Gaikin in here, and then he said we don't need him, and Freezeman was like, "No, I need him. I need Gaiken in here. So a little bit of back and forth banter there.
I had no idea what was going on. I thought it was we don't need. I thought he was saying we don't need pro draft, but I don't know. I've had a long week, or not week, but I've had a very busy week, I should say. I've been setting up for the wedding and everything that's to be coming. But we're in pick and ban. We're going to see Impulse on the blue side. Ascentia is going to be on that red side. Taric going to be banned out. No more Taric Sona combo on the bot side. Lucy going to be banned by Ascentia. Morgana is going to be taken away right away. Let's see if there's any other major bans coming out. The Thresh, that's pretty respectable.
Yeah, Ascentia really targeting that bot lane. They don't want that Thresh Lucian combo, and we've seen how well Thresh can be on many players, and so very wise ban by Ascentia here. Urgot, Hecarim both banned out. Definitely good champions to ban out. Our Hecarim has been a kind of dominant force in the top lane, as well as the Urgot, and now Impulse grabs themselves Rek'Sai, which is completely disgusting.
Yeah, Rek'Sai's shown a lot of strong potential in the Champions League so far, but we got Kalista Galio in the bot lane for Ascentia. That's different-ish. You haven't seen a whole lot of Kalista coming out. We've seen it a couple times, maybe. Bar's gonna be picked up by Impulse. My favorite champion. Probably my best champion, too.
Yeah, and Impulse, they played Varus in the game 1. So they have shown that they can play that Varus very well, and Impulse is going to have to do something to go against the Galio. They could have done the Braum again, but Braum is more difficult to play into a Galio, so they
picked it. No, they picked it.
They went for it. Galio usually does pretty well against that Braum, but because of how they have to go up against the Kalista, Braum can be that protection for Varus when they go into a fight. Either way, you have your ups and downs.
Does his Unbreakable block the Fate's Call?
I don't believe so.
I mean, it's a projectile, right?
Oh wait, are you talking about Kalista's Q?
No, the ultimate, the Fate's Call. Whenever she throws him out, it's
that
a
doesn't
projectile.
It doesn't block it.
Aw, that's
no.
Come on, Ryan. What is with these weird mechanics? Like, come on, what logic is there? It could block a seismic shard from Malphite that's a thing in the ground, but it won't block an actual projectile. Okay, wait. LeBlanc and Zoe are going to be banned out by Impulse. We're going to see Arya Cully banned out by Ascentia. They do have themselves the Jarvan Galio combo. Going to look for the big Cataclysm Heroic Entrance combos. I don't know.
Yeah, and by seeing Ahri, Akali, Zoe, LeBlanc, and being banned out for mid laners, you know, they're going all in. That's going to be a Zillion mid lane there, and Zillion mid lane can be definitely a big threat. The one thing that I'm seeing out of Ascentia right now is another comp lacking damage. If the Jarvan goes tank, which I don't think he will in this matchup, he's going to have to get a little bit of damage for himself. And Impulse is showing once again from last week's series, Game 1, the Varus Corki again together in this first match.
Yeah, I mean, they have a very similar comp that they played last time. Varus, Braum, Jax, Corki, Rek'Sai is picked up. I mean, Impulse, they're sticking to what it works for them, which is nice. Camille. Okay. I mean, that's some damage. That's a big wombo combo, though. They'll be able to lock down the Corki and Varus easily there.
Yeah,
but,
you know.
Ah, man.
But with that, I'm surprised that Ascentia had Orianna open and didn't get for it or go for it. I can get the Zillion because you have this really hard engaged composition, so that ultimate can be very helpful to your team and allow for many different kind of plays. But I feel like if you had the Orianna with you, definitely more of a threat and add on a lot more damage earlier in the game than Zillion can.
Yeah, essentially, like you said, they seem to be lacking damage this time. While Zillion, if he does land a nice double bomb, it does a bit of damage, you know, going full AP. But they're really their only real damage source coming out of this is going to be Callista, and that's if she gets the reset on her Rend. That's it. You know that. But if they're able to lock her down, they don't really have much left in the tank after that. Especially when you're looking at a Jax, Corki, and Varus.
Yeah, Jax, Corki, Varus, and then in that early game you have Rek'Sai. Rek'Sai later in the game definitely will build more tank on herself, but right now in the early part of this game, Rek'Sai can just dominate the jungle, especially against the Jarvan. And the way Ascentia has this comp, they're gonna have to play to this early game down on the bot side and make sure that Jarvan keeps pressure there. I don't think there's much that Jarvan can do up on the top side against the Jax. Camille has a lot to worry about there, but I think Jarvan is going to have to make plays around the bottom half of the map and towards his mid lane to make sure that Zilean can still be able to farm without getting poked out, and also get his Callista Galio ahead against a Braum Varus. Now, I believe the teams right now are looking at getting themselves in the pick and ban in the client. So we have about 5 to 6 minutes before the game actually starts.
Long time.
Long time. Yeah, we got a long time. The way these bans came out, it looked a little sketchy at first from Impulse with that Taric, but then slowly over the course of the bans, all these bans seem pretty consistent and very good bans. The only two I see, like I said, the Taric and the Akali one is a little bit questionable to me, but the rest of them definitely very good bans.
I understand the Taric ban. They don't want to go into that Son Taric combo whatsoever, because we seen it last week. It was okay at best. Like it was hard punished early game, but then in the late game it was so hard to deal with that it was a contributing cause of the team winning. The second time we saw it, though, they got ran over so hard it just didn't matter. I would believe like Taric Sona was like 0-10 or 0-8 at one point. 0-8-0, no kill contribution or anything. So I understand it. But, I mean, I guess, you know, the key is to just punish it early and it doesn't get a chance to come online. I will never try it. I just think it looks ridiculous.
Well, now that we are getting further and further into the spectators delay, one thing that I am noticing, sadly I don't believe the chat can see this yet, but Varus took cleanse and not heal. He has cleanse for the CC again, or that Ascentia has, and doesn't have this heal, which to me this looks like a perfect opportunity for Rat, Haru, and Freezeman just to take advantage of the lack of heal on Swifty and just camp that lane. If Kliss is able to pull the wave back to their turret, Varus and Braum have to play forward, then they could look for a gank, which then Varus would have the lack of the heal, which would hurt him. And if anything, if they do hold that wave back, then Varus Braum have to step back and respect the fact that Haru could be by. So I think that's how Ascentia playing this.
Yeah, it's kind of interesting he took the cleanse. They don't have a whole lot of CC on the side of Ascentia. They have the double bomb if it lands, and then you have the taunt coming out of Freezeman. You got knockup from Haru, which I don't think you can cleanse that. And then you have Camille with the Hextech ultimatum, which you can't cleanse that, can you?
You know, that's an interaction I've never tried before. I don't think
I've never seen it. Yeah.
I don't have cleanse very often, so I don't know that interaction. But yeah, you're definitely right about that, because if you look, Zilean and Galio are the main sources of that kind of CC that can be blocked by the cleanse. The rest of the team has all these knockups, which can't cleanse. And thank you to Ascentia Kane for chipping in. I guess you cannot cleanse the Hextech ultimate. So
it's very odd that he did decide to take the cleanse. But, I mean, he could just be using it for that taunt. You knowing that in the laning phase that Friesman will flash taunt no problem, especially if Haru's gonna make his way bot. And the same with your nurse on Corki. He took the cleanse as well instead of maybe teleport or something else, which I understand more for him, maybe, but still not really. So, but we got about 24 seconds left in Spectator Late. I'm going to give my vote over to Impulse Ghosting. I think they took this one with their draft. Ascentia, they're just lacking damage.
Yeah, I got to agree with you. We got 13 seconds left, and Impulse is looking good. I like this comp. I like the way they drafted it, and I also like how they banned out Ascentia. So, Impulse, I think, has the first game based on this draft, and I'm excited for this series here.
Yeah, it's going to be a good one. We're getting ready to get into the loading screen now. And on your screen, you are going to see Impulse Ghosting on that blue side with Rexless on that Jax in the top lane. Bluxy on the Rex side in the jungle. Your Nurse is on the Corki in the mid lane. We got Swifty and Herox on that Varus Mafia Braum in the bot side. But on the rest side of the map, ladies and gentlemen, it is going to be Ascentia Gaming with Skies on the Camille on the top lane. Haru is going to be that J4 in the jungle. Oh no, on that Zillion in the mid lane. And then we're going to see Rat and Friesman on the Galio Callista in the bot lane. Push it up.
All right, yeah, and these.
See if they fixed anything. Let's see if they fixed this stuff. Can I? Nope.
Oh no, they didn't fix it. They actually took it away so that they can fix it later on. All right, well, with this game getting started, you know, the way Ascentia has played, it seems like they can hold their own for the first about 7 minutes, and then it seems like everything falls apart for them. So I'm really hoping that Ascentia is able to kind of just use that play that they have been for those first 7 minutes throughout the entire game, because that is definitely something that will bring them back in any series that they play. And they went against some of the hardest teams right away. So by having to go against those hard teams right away, it definitely makes you realize what you need to improve on and work on.
Oh yeah, definitely. I mean, like you said, essentially they do well early on, and then later it just seems like I don't know if it's macro or micro, but when it comes to them rotating around the map properly, they don't do it. They fall apart really hard. They get themselves caught out, and it just goes to hell from there. We'll have to see how they play against Impulse. Like you said, Impulse last week showed really good micro and macro play. So yeah.
Bluxy now starting on the red buff. Haru is going to start at his red as well. Basic standard jungle pathing here, and you know, with the way Impulse has been playing, I think I already said this, but Impulse to me just seems like one of the top tier teams right now, and I'm excited to see them play up against. I cannot remember if they've already played against Roshan and Recon. Somebody can remind me if they have.
Who? But Recon?
Yeah, if Impulse has played against Recon,
yes.
And so they played against Recon, and I think that game went to a 2-1. If I'm correct.
Hold on, I can tell you in a second.
Geigen's gonna help me out here and try to make sure that my knowledge is correct on that one, because if they haven't played against Fruition yet, I want to see that matchup. If they have, I'm gonna rewatch that one and make sure that I do.
Yep. Impulse played Fruition week 1, and then they played Recon week 2.
All right, so I'm just crazy.
We all are in our own special way.
Woo. Oh man! All right, now Bluxy is on the other side of the wall.
Yeah, he's gonna go in. He tunnels over there. I don't know if this is gonna be smart. Gets knocked up and taunted at the same time. They're looking for Rat, but they might just settle for freeze. Bluxy gets taken down. First blood. Swifty cleansed for no reason. Rat, he has 3 stacks of the concussive blows, but he's gonna rend and slow them down a little bit. I don't know what happened there, but Bluxy just got deleted, and for some reason Swifty cleansed.
Yeah, you know, Biloxi there looked like he went in a little bit early. I think he was trying to get something started for his team, but then you're going right into a Galio Callista and not being able to do anything. Ooh,
That's
nice
a lot of
damage.
damage. Swifty might be in a lot of trouble. Doesn't get the top. Friesman's gonna flash. Excuse me, Rat's gonna flash forward, but Swifty flashed out. Haru's gonna be taken out, but meanwhile we got fight in the river. Haru gets knocked out. Biloxi, he's getting revenge. He might get double buffs here. Skies is on his way. Your nurse is there. He's gonna go after Oh No now. He's only level 4. He gets one bomb down. He's gotta look for the second. The stun is there. That's gonna be that, and Haru gets out barely.
Yeah, nicely done there by Rat. Friesman being able to pick themselves up another kill.
Oh, Rexless! He stops the hook shot with the counter strike, and he's gonna be chasing down Skies. He's looking for more. Biloxi's here. He's gonna look for the knockup. Flashes into the knockup anyway, and Biloxi's gonna be able to get a kill.
Nice job there by Biloxi making his way up to the top lane, picking themselves up a kill. And I have to give it to this bot lane being able to pick up another kill onto that Braum. They make Swifty and Herrick use both of or all of their summoner spells there, and then grabbing themselves the kill, almost getting a kill onto Swifty. And earlier in that fight when Rek'Sai jumped over the wall, I think there's a really high chance that Swifty thought he had healed just out of like always having it as playing his ADC, and popped it thinking he could heal his ally, but it was actually playing.
Oh, yeah. Getting some of the CS stolen. Yeah, that's quite possible. I think I've done it a couple times where I take and teleport. I try to heal my teammate and it doesn't work, or heal myself.
Yeah, I've seen it click on a mid and you're like, oh.
Yeah, teleport in lane. I've done that before. That was some funny stuff. Some funny stuff.
That's a bummer when that happens. And after that play in the bot lane, Biloxi now is getting himself a little behind. He's trying to counter jungle right now, and he has placed himself on the other side of the wall.
Guys might be in some trouble here. He's gonna get a knockup. Looking for the counter strike. It's gonna land, and Biloxi gets himself a second kill.
Biloxi playing that aggressive game, going into the enemy jungle, stealing the CS that he can to get back into the game, and then also knowing that Skies doesn't have his flash up, takes advantage of it, picks himself up another kill. And I think we saw this last week. Haru has, I think it was Haru on the Jarvan. He's played bot side all the time. And I think there was a point where you and I said this. He just didn't leave the bot lane, which basically caused him to lose almost like 3 levels to the opponent.
Yeah, it was actually red side Jarvan is when he did that. He just kept running to the bot side and just waiting 30 seconds, 20 seconds or whatever, and then he would leave, not doing anything. And then in game 1, he was on the Rek'Sai, I believe, and waited a whole 3 minutes in that bot bush. But they started dragging. It looks like your nurse knows. He did drop pink down. Is they gonna be able to steal it? No, they're not gonna be able to.
Good call there from Haru. Ooh.
Excellent. He's looking for the damage.
Corky's trying to run away, but he's slowed up so much there by Oh No. Very good call there by Ascentia to grab that dragon for themselves. Mountain Drake is definitely going to be very helpful, clearing out objectives and getting these turrets. And there's 2 kills over to the side on the side of Ascentia with Rat right now, and so I can definitely see why Haru wants to play her on the bot side, making sure that he can keep Rat higher than Swifty at the moment. But it does look like we have a pause, and Galio is the one who initiated that pause.
Doesn't look like it lasted long.
All right, I guess there's a quick something.
Yep, but we're gonna get back in the game. The gold's very even, actually. Like, very, very even. But Restless, he's going forward. He did get the counter-strike off. He's just gonna try to trade. I mean, Biloxi needs to keep making these aggressive plays. They're obviously working out for him now, outside of that first gank in the bot side. But Haru, he's top side at the moment. And this is where we see him kind of struggle as a jungler. He sits there and he waits for some kind of engage or something, and he's just wasting a lot of time.
Yeah, there's definitely moments where he should be able to just grab some CS for himself, go get jungle camps, but then when it comes down to trying to gank, he sits there for a very long time and is not able to do anything. And so Haru, he had the advantage because Bluxy died early on there. But now because Bluxy was able to pick himself up 2 kills and counter jungle the Jarvan, it has been really helpful that Haru has just been sitting in certain lanes and not doing anything. So now it's level 6 versus level 5. Bluxy has the advantage, and he's just getting all over Skies right now.
Yeah, he's not letting that top laner get any sort of farm whatsoever or be comfortable. And this is definitely huge. Oh, well, now Haru is level 6, but like you said, it was level 6, level 5, and we've seen it more than once with Haru on the Jarvan where he didn't have the Cataclysm when he should have, and it really hurt them in the fight.
Yeah, Bluxy now fighting off Haru to try to gain vision control of the topside river, and Swifty and Herrick is being pushed up super hard. They don't have control of that bush. They don't know where Galio. Well, now they know where Galio is, so they can walk up forward to try to clear it out for themselves. Callista.
What?
Back. Whoa.
They didn't take the ward. Oh man, things are just not going well for Herrick and Swifty right now.
And we've seen Rap before play this Callista and just be so dominant on it. And so I'm hoping this time Rat is able to help Ascentia carry this game 1 in their favor for a victory. Now, ooh, Corky.
Yeah, oh no, used a bomb, so he didn't have to worry about the double bomb coming out. So putting a lot of those autos down. Oh my lord, that rocket.
Look at Bluxy up in the top lane.
Looking for him yet again. Well, that would have been a good one, but he does find him. Now Sky's going to have to try to get out of there. Hookshot is not going to go anywhere. Flashes the counter-strike, but it doesn't matter. Bluxy's going to flash after him. He's going to go over. Doesn't get the knockup. The Hextech Ultimate is going to come out, but it doesn't matter. Rexless picks himself up a kill.
Nice. Bluxy there being just totally taking control of that top lane, and they know that Rexless on that Jax, as soon as he gets himself a kill and a little bit more gold in this Camille, it gets more and more difficult for Camille to be able to do anything against Jax. So Impulse, knowing that their bot lane is kind of in a bad position already, there's not much that they can do. Bluxy decides to just leave that alone, let Corky CS in the mid lane, and have complete control over this top lane. Jax and Rek'Sai getting strong right now is gonna be huge in the middle of this game.
Yeah, and it's definitely pretty smart by Impulse Ghosting. They want to be able to set up Rexless to be able to just split push without any worry. So by doing what Bluxy's doing now, by getting him ahead, that's, you know, it's going to set him up to where Skies can't fight him 1v1. But they looking for some poke. I thought they were going to look for a fight. But Rift Herald was taken by Bluxy in the top side. And Dragon is going to be up in about 40 seconds. Haru back in this bot lane again.
Yeah,
he's coming in though. He has Cataclysm. They're gonna get nice taunt, but the Glitch Fish is gonna come out. Swifty flashes, but that's gonna be a Cataclysm right on top of him, and that's gonna be 1 kill for Haru. And they're looking for another Herrick. He's gonna use the stopwatch. Friesman's gonna have the stopwatch, but oh no, it's down here. Herrick's gonna flash away. That's gonna be a double kill going over to Haru.
Wow, 4 people down in the bot lane. Ascentia decided to go for that dive as soon as 10 minutes hit, because they know that Galio has stopwatch. He can tank it for as long as possible until he gets to that point where he can just click the invulnerability. And Bluxy now going back up to the top lane.
It's an Infernal.
Infernal Dragon.
But your nurse, he has a package. He could go in there. Oh, Haru is super low. He is going to go in. He's looking for it. He's going to get flashed on. He uses the cleanse. We see the Just Punch forward, but it's not going to be enough. Rat does have the Chrono Break on him, but it doesn't know. Oh my god. Oh, Haru almost gets taken down. He might just die to the dragon. He's not careful, but it looks like your nurse is going to fall. And they're also going to get that Infernal Drake as well.
Yeah, and Bluxy has the Herald right now. He could use the top lane, and as knowing that the rest of the team... Oh, he did. Okay, well, the camera didn't take it over. That was my bad. Alright, so he did use it up in the top lane, and now they're able to push up 2 turrets for themselves. They do lose that Infernal Dragon, which is pretty big, but at the same time, by being able to have 2 turrets down on the top lane, Rexless can make his way down to the bot lane and do that same kind of... or keep that same kind of pressure down there. And, oh, Skies wants to keep on going on this.
Yeah, you hook shot forward. I didn't know you could jump to the tunnels as Jax, but I guess you can. Another interaction I've never seen before.
Rexless is going to make his way down to our. Actually, maybe he's going to put himself back up in the top lane and let your Nurse get that CS and try to keep the pressure up on the bot lane. Yeah, he is. So Rexless is going to go to the top side. I thought he would go down to the bot side and use that kind of pressure that he has from being so far ahead of the Skies and forcing two people of Ascentia to keep themselves down there. But your Nurse is going to be the one to hold that up.
Yeah, it's kind of interesting. Usually you do see the lane swap now, but Rexless doesn't really have anything to worry about. The one thing that Impulse does have to worry about, though, is the next dragon is a second Infernal, so they cannot let that go over to Ascentia.
Yeah, and you've already given up a mountain in that Infernal you were talking about, and a hook shot almost hit. That was a close one.
The Rat trying to push in. You see Freezeman coming up.
Rexless is still going.
Yeah, there's no one to stop him.
Now, but
no one to stop him. I mean, this is what they have to do, right? You're set up as a Jax. You just go and push until your fingers hurt. But here we go.
Yeah,
See Bluxy coming to the bot side. They're might look for a 2v2. Though I would think they might lose this one if they try it.
Yeah, they have to be careful because they do know how strong Rat is, and the combo with Freezeman just locking them down, allowing for Rat to kite around him, just makes it so much harder to try to kill him. And they're going to have to try to make a play soon down here in the bot lane because they want this bot lane turret. If they open that up, it gives them more of an advantage for this next Infernal.
Yeah, here we go. Freezeman, he's going to get taunt, but he gets knocked out because of it, and they're looking to fight. And we're going to see the ultimate come out. TP is coming in from Rexless, though, but Bluxy, he's still alive. The Ignite taking him down. Has to be careful. They got double TPs coming in. We're going to see the heroic edges coming in, but does not matter. Rexless kills. Oh, no. We're going to see another kill going over your Nurse, though. We see Bluxy trying to get out of there. Rexless is in a little bit of trouble. Hextech Ultimatum's going to come out, and they're going to look for more of the fight. Rat is really low now. He has to be super careful. Swifty is untouched in this fight. He doesn't have the ultimate. Yeah, we see flash forward from Rexless. He gets a 2 stun. We see the talk about Rexless is going to be shut down, though, by Rat. And that's going to be a 2 for 2 at the moment. Or 2 for 1, excuse me.
Yeah, really wise there by Impulse to try to focus down on Zilean to make him force ult himself, which he didn't even do. He still had his ultimate, but he decided not to ult himself. He was probably trying to look for an ally and mistimed that. Right there, it was a trade mid for mid, and then Rexless tried to follow up with the flash stun.
Man, they were going for it. They were looking for him.
Yeah, tried to follow up with that flash stun, and it was a very nice stun, but you don't have much damage from the Varus right now, and Bluxy was too far away to even help out, so it was not able to follow up, and Ascentia was able to pick up the kill. And now, because the rest of Ascentia is down here in the bot lane, they can look for this turret, and Impulse have to back and reset and try to get items to contest with the Ascentia champion.
Yeah, it was definitely questionable by Rexless to flash forward like that. While he did force another flash, he got taunted up and was killed in the meantime. And no one else was there to really follow up. He was too far ahead. If Swifty still had his ultimate, then yeah. But there's nothing they could do. So good fight by Ascentia. I mean, it was a pretty good fight by both teams. It was just that one play out of Rexless that was kind of questionable.
Yeah, it seemed like both teams were trying to disengage, re-engage, and kind of make that fight theirs. And they did, on both sides, at least pick up the mid laners, but it happens. And now Brum moving his forward. Nice double.
That is painful, but this Infernal Drake is going to be up in a few seconds.
Yeah, and your Nurse just used Cleanse to get out of that and try to live. Rek'Sai is on the opposite side. Skies is making his way down. It is a 4v5 right now.
They started it. Bluxy gonna go in for it? No, they're not even gonna risk it. And that's a second Infernal going over to Ascentia.
Hey, you know, early on we kept talking about how Haru's been playing that waiting game, and it seems like he's getting behind on Bluxy. But right now, he's definitely playing a lot better than he did last time on that Jarvan.
As far as objectives go, I think Ascentia are doing much better this time around. I still think that Haru is having had some ganking issues in this game as well, waiting or taking too long. And guess, waiting for the perfect moment for the gank to happen. So, well, we still see that as an apparent issue for Haru. Like I said, the objective game for them have been going really, really well.
Yeah, and earlier on in the pick and ban phase, we kind of saw that Zilean, or at least thought that Zilean was kind of be that questionable pick for Ascentia, but it has really shown up to be a very good source of damage and also a good protection because of that hard engage with the Camille and Jarvan. So with that hard engage and then possibly using that ultimate to revive one of his teammates, I think Zilean pick here for them is definitely giving them favor in these team fights and having Impulse kind of step back and be a little more scared about like deciding if they want to look for a fight.
Yeah, it is worrisome. While we did say like the double bomb, you have to land it. If they're in an enclosed area, the double bomb is really, really strong, but okay. So the double bomb is really strong, and that chrono bake makes everything much, much worse because you could bring someone like Rat or Haru back live, or even Friesman, where he gets another 2-3 man taunt. But this tower should fall. Double bombs are coming out. Meanwhile, in the river, we see Rexless has found Skies. He's looking for the kill. He's not able to get it. He does jump forward. We see the Hex Deck come out, but the heal's not going to be enough to save him. Meanwhile, mid lane, we do see the Glacial Fisher come out. Friesman went forward with the Just Punch. Haru has to get out of there. Oh, nice flag and drag. Gets away from your nurse to use the Valkyrie. And that's going to be a nice kill going over to Rexless.
I'm very surprised there that Friesman and Haru didn't get themselves killed there trying to engage on that fight. And Sky's getting himself in a bad position. Rexless being up a kill onto him. And now that they have the kill onto Skies, Rexless can place himself in a side lane. Doesn't have to worry about Camille engaging on his team while he's trying to split like that. And right now, everyone is going to reset, and Rexless, I think after getting that pick, kind of saved that fight for them because Ascentia was really looking to engage on that, and then Sky's being taken down, just completely turn their direction around.
Yeah, it definitely was a good pick off by Rexless. And if you look, he is 60 CS, 50 CS above Skies, and 3-1 and 2 to the 0-4-2. There's no way Skies can 1v1 him in all anymore. So I don't know how Ascentia is going to answer this split push from him. But now he has that Spear of Shojin.
Yeah, Impulse here have the CS lead. Every single lane is a CS lead. Some are bigger, some are just by a small margin. And like you said, a big one here is that top lane difference. And now both teams are going to have to play around, like decide, do they want to play around the Dragon or do they want to play around this Baron? And right now it looks like Ascentia is just trying to gain control of this Dragon. While on the other hand, Impulse is on the opposite end taking control of the Baron.
Yeah, it is going to be a second Mountain Drake, so that level 2 of importance, I would say, over the, compared to the level 1 of importance of the Infernals. Definitely would be needed by Impulse. They do not want to give two mountains over to Ascentia. While it doesn't look like they have a lot of push potential. I mean, with the Jarvan, Camille, and the Callista, I mean, they'll be able to push towers fairly quickly. They have enough auto attack damage, and as Zilean builds his AP, he starts hitting those towers pretty hard.
Yeah, and the double mountain will definitely be helpful when they want to go for the Baron. Wrapping, able to do a lot of damage with that Mountain Dragon, and take it fairly quickly, because that's the key here. It comes down to taking these objectives, is they want to take it quick. They're just in and out with no problem. And a lot of the times, teams do have a struggle with that because of it. Nice drag.
Oh, man. We see the Cataclysm going to come out. There's the heroic entrance. And Swifty is just instantly deleted. Went the wrong way on that one. That's going to be a 4v5. Yeah. We do see Sky's making his way down. They're going to try to stop this as much as possible. Oh, no. Looking for the double bomb. Not going to land it. There we go. Package over there. Your nurse looking for Red. He gets Hextech ultimatum instantly. He's going to be taken out. But they get a knock up. And the Glitch Fish is going to come out. But can Rexless do enough. He gets 1. He's looking for more. He has a Spear Soldier. He gets 2. That's going to be a double kill for him. Can he fight it? But he is taunted up for days. No. Oh, no. He's able to pick up that kill from his grave. And they're going to be able to get themselves a second dragon. Now only Bluxy is alive. Trying to get out of there as much as possible. Do they have an idea of where he's at? He is going to find Friesman, but there you come. Flag drag over the knockup from the Justice Punch. He is going to go down. That's going to be an ace for the side of Ascentia.
Yeah, and by getting that pick on Swifty, they're able to pick up the dragon for themselves. But what I wanted to note, or what I want you to notice there, is in that fight, the amount of damage that Rexless had, plus a very nice ultimate from Herix there to stun up the 4 members of Ascentia. There was a lot of damage from Rexless there. If he is able to have Swifty in the backline dealing damage, Bluxy pushing on forward to kind of disrupt the backline, Rexless can just go to town and get kill after kill in those fights. And I feel like Impulse, with the way they showed after that last fight, they definitely, if all 5 of them are there in the right position, they can take that fight a lot easier than Ascentia could right now.
Oh yeah, I think if Swifty didn't get caught out like he did, he was able to provide some support, especially with his ultimate, Rexless would have been able to go to town. The bad thing that Rexless had happen was he was CC'd forever, and they're just going to go straight on the Baron.
Yeah, the 2 Mountain Dragons, and now you have Callista, who can basically be your extra smite. They want to look for it.
Lord, that thing is gone. Ascentia able to get themselves Baron. Now they're actually going forward. We're going to see Rat. He did use the Blade of the Rune King. Going to force the flash out of Herox. And he still go forward. He's going to look for a stand behind him. He's going to be used. Haru did flag drag forward. The Cataclysm is up if needed. Oh, Rat taking a ton of damage. Friesman able to stop it with the taunt corrupt. It doesn't look like they're going to be able to continue this engage. Meanwhile, we see Rexless on the backside. Uranus, he actually Valkyries over the wall. He's looking for a Rat. He flashes forward. Can he get it? You're going to see Flash now. He's taunted up. He's going to be taken down. 4 members of Ascentia just after him. Playing a little too aggressive there, Uranus. He tries to get out of it with the cleanse as well. We see that the speed boost is going to be used on Friesman. We see Cataclysm come out on Herix. He's going to use the stairs behind him to get out of there. Haru is going to be rooted up, locked up, but he's going to use the stopwatch to save himself from the Glitch Fisher. And he's finally going to be stunned up. Actually, Blacksmith, he's going to go down. That's shut down. Go to Swifty. Now Rat's in the backside. He's found Swifty, and that's going to be terrible. Can Rat be taken down? He has 3 stacks, and he's finally going to fall. Yes, Rex is able to pick up the kill. The Hextech Ultimatum comes out onto Bluxy, but it's not going to be enough. Sky's trying to do as much damage as possible. Oh no, he's got the Zonia's up. The Sky's going to flash away. Jump forward from Rexless. He's going to be able to pick up himself a kill. Only Sky's remains. And he's going to be able to get out of there with a hook shot.
And there is the dominant force from that top laner at the moment. Herix, Swifty backing off right there. Then do decide to re-engage. Double ultimate onto the Jarvan, locking him down. Rexless making his way on over. Swifty does pass away in the early part of that fight, but it doesn't matter because Rexless is so far ahead. He has so much damage. He's able to clean up the fight for an Impulse.
Yeah, Rexless just... Oh, he definitely was the deciding factor of that match. But okay, look like they're trying to get aggressive. So, yeah, I mean, I don't know what Ascentia is going to be able to do. Rexless, he came in at the perfect time. All the ultimates, the Cataclysm was used, the Hextech Ultimatum was used on Bluxy instead of him. Everything was used while Rexless was away. So I guess definitely gave him a free reign to do what he believes in that fight. And being as far as ahead as he is, especially compared to Skies, it definitely makes it easy pickings for him.
Yeah, Rexless going to be sitting back in the bot lane here, and the rest of Impulse is trying to hold off these minions that still have Baron on it. Camille's the only one with Baron left.
Oh, double bomb comes in. Here's the Cataclysm. That's 2 kills instantly. We're going to see the Heroic Edge just coming in. Heroic's trying to put the Unbreakable up, but it's not going to be enough. Your nurse, he's taking a load. He is going to fall. That's 4 members dead. We see Rexless. He actually TP'd into the fight. He's looking for as much damage as possible, but he is CC'd for days. The Rend, it's going to pop. No! And he will fall. And that's a clean ace going over to Ascentia.
Wow, that was
very bad for Impulse.
I gotta give it to Ono there, starting up that fight with that double bomb, getting 2 members of Impulse locked down, and then Haru being able to follow up.
That's game.
And Ascentia is able to pick up game 1 from that.
Yeah, that's game. Holy moly, Ascentia actually take it. Wow! They showed up just like we wanted them to.
All right, well, GG Ascentia, very well played there. Impulse, they looked strong early on. They had the ability to... Excuse me, I just read something from one of the players, making sure that it's not something. They had the ability to kind of dominate the early part of that game with Rexless and Bluxy picking themselves up a couple of kills. Something that I noticed that seemed a little off for Impulse right now was your nurse. There was a couple of plays that were very questionable, something that you don't usually see out of this player, and especially when he's playing a Corki. And I was kind of confused with, like, you saw, or you were talking about it, the play onto Rat, where then Rat was super far in the back. He used heal and then tried to follow up with a cleanse to get himself out of it, but the rest of Ascentia was sitting right there next to him, and it seemed like your nurse was just getting so aggressive and greedy for these kills.
Yeah, definitely a big misplay by your nurse there. And then a lot of the positioning from Impulse Ghosting was kind of off as well. That huge double bomb on a Bluxy, which caught Swifty in the back of it, is what, obviously won them that fight and won them the game. Their positioning seemed to be kind of off. They seemed to get caught out a little bit too much. Swifty especially got caught out quite a bit, a lot more than we would have expected from him, especially playing on the Varus. But we're going to take a little break, ladies and gentlemen. Our Ascentia Gaming, they take game 1 of this best of 3 series. We'll be back in no time. Go anywhere.
last game, I really have to give them credit for being able to come back into the game, or at least back into the Champions League with more of a dominant mid to late game. In the early stages of the game, there was a couple of mishaps, and also I will say there was a mishap from Bluxy early on, which gave Rat the first kill, and then kind of gave that little bit of a snowball lead for them down in the bot lane. But nevertheless, Ascentia showing up more in the series, and hopefully going to be showing up more and more as these games go further on. Yeah, for sure. Based on what we saw last game, is there any champion that you see in particular that really needs to be a priority to be grabbed by a team or to be banned?
Well, considering that my mic was off this entire time, I have no idea. Yeah.
Oh, could they not hear you?
No, they couldn't hear me this whole time. I realized that you were still muted for a second, but I instantly unmuted you, and I forgot I'd never unmuted myself. Been
All right.
one
Well,
hell of a
welcome
week.
back.
Been a long week.
Hey, it happens. On the
Happens to the
solo
best of us.
cast, there was a couple things that happened that don't need to be shared, but putting that out there to be more comfortable.
Oh no, I'm just tired. Like I said, planning a wedding and all this stuff. It's exhausting, especially when you keep getting asked questions that you really don't care the answer to.
Yeah, man. Yeah. I don't know what questions you're talking about. I don't understand. I don't understand it. I will understand it someday, but someday
Well,
I'm gonna look back and be like, Gaikin wasn't kidding.
what's stuff like who do you want? Who's in your wedding party? What do you guys want to? What do you want them to wear? What do you want to wear? What colors? What this? What that? It's like, oh my god, I don't care. Just it's your special day. You make it whatever. But with all that aside, now that everyone can actually hear me, we have the pick ban phase going on. Essentially, is going to be on that blue side. And we see the Thresh, Rek'Sai, and Lucian going to be banned away. But on the red side for Impulse Ghosting, we see the Galio is gone, plus the Morgana Taric. Hecarim going to be picked up, and it looks like the Urgot is going to be followed up.
Yeah, and with that Urgot being grabbed, IG is gonna have to play this a certain way if that is definitely if it's going to be a Hecarim top lane, because many times before in the Champions League when we see a Hecarim versus an Urgot go up against each other up in that top lane, it can be a very Hecarim favored fight, especially when they do a skirmish against each other. Just because of that rampage on Hecarim's Q and being able to deal a lot more damage than Urgot can in the early game. So I want to see IG play that Urgot correctly going up against Hecarim, but I'm not specifically sure if Hecarim is going to be going top or jungle.
Yeah, Hecarim definitely is a flex. I mean, the Urgot, well, I guess they have the...
Oh. What?
Okay, so Shyvana is coming out for Ascentia. We're going to see the Hecarim is going to be played in the top lane unless they decide to do something else crazy. Rat going to be put back on that Kalista. I think it's a good choice. I was going to say Urgot could go to the jungle for Impulse, but obviously we for which I guess technically could still send him in the jungle. But more than unlikely.
Yeah, Haru playing well on that Jarvan last game, and now it is going to be on IG instead of Ascentia this game. I'm I'm wondering how Bluxy is going to be able to play this Jarvan. Rek'Sai was banned away from him, and Jarvan can be a dominant force in the jungle, but with not being or not showing a lot of Shyvana versus Jarvan matchups, I'm not typically sure how this is going to favor, but I'm curious on what Ascentia is looking for in that Shyvana jungle, with if they want to go for more damage, if they want to be that kind of a hybrid tank, or even an AP.
Yeah, I mean,
oh, I guess we are not going to see this Shyvana.
oh,
It is not Shyvana, it is Alistar.
okay.
That makes more sense. That makes a lot more sense.
I mean, I'd rather have the Shyvana. Like, I think the Shyvana would have been a really cool thing to see right now. So it's gonna be Alistar, Kalista, and the bot side going against the Braum, Kai'Sa.
Yeah, and now Kindred adding on to this. They have Alistar for that hard engage and being that frontline tank. You have 3 pretty decent sources of damage. Well, 3 very good sources of damage from Kalista, Kindred, Hecarim. Here, they need to go for something AP. They need to have that AP mid laner, so I wouldn't be surprised to see a Zoe. Maybe they go for the Orianna, and... oh. Okay, hold it.
Oh, Azir switched into last second.
Alright, so they're going to grab the Azir for themselves, and now the last pick is going to be what your nurse wants to do, or wants to play up against that Azir, and LeBlanc, Morgana already have been banned out and taken away from your nurse. Corki is still up, but they may decide to go something else because it didn't seem like he felt like fully confident on that champion again. And wait a minute.
What? A Xerath? No way.
Wait a minute. Alright. Okay. This game just got... alright.
Crazy.
Xerath versus Azir. Who likes these lore wars? This right here in the mid lane is a lore war. Xerath versus Azir.
Oh yeah, it is.
If you put Nasus Renekton in top lane, same kind of deal. And man, Azir versus Xerath. I haven't seen a Xerath in a tournament play in a while. I've seen Azir. He was played, I believe, a week or 2 ago here in the Champions League, but I have not seen a Xerath.
Yeah, Xerath is not something we see right now. I think a lot has to do with the immobility of the champion, and I would like to think a lot of the fact that he doesn't really go into a lot of team comps very easily at the moment, especially with what you're gonna run into in the mid lane, like a Azir or a Corki, someone who's gonna be able to jump onto you and dodge. The most crucial piece of your kit, which is your stun. So seeing him now, actually, it would be kind of cool. They have a lot of front line, so he will be able to sit in the back and just kind of poke away.
Yeah, and based off of the bans, you have Thresh, Rek'Sai, Lucian, Ahri, Aurelia. Excuse me. It seems like Ascentia once again looking for that Lucian Thresh ban, but adding in the Rek'Sai this time because of how strong Bluxy was with that Rek'Sai or Leon, and taking that away, they realized the rest of IG didn't seem like too much of a bother. Jax was still open for him, but because, hey, you got Urgot open. You want to grab Urgot when you can, so they do grab Urgot for themselves, and Ascentia decided to ban out the Rek'Sai rather than focusing on that Jax. Definitely a wiser play.
I don't know. I think the Jax would have been fun. I think the Jax would have been okay for Rexless in the top lane again. I don't know how it plays into Hecarim though, so that would be my only issue. I mean, Hecarim's so dominant right now. It's ridiculous. It is utterly ridiculous how strong he is. We've seen him 1v2. We've seen him. we've just seen him run over anyone he's come up against.
Yeah, and IG has definitely a lot bigger of a front line here. You have the Urgot, you have Braum, then you have a nice backline with Kaisa and Xerath. Jarvan, who can be that start, like an initial start to a team fight. IG definitely have the better composition going into this game, in my opinion. And Ascentia, with the way they played last game, if they can play that same way, get rat ahead early, and then also have their jungler, who is going to be Kindred, get himself stronger early on, Haru, and be able to get those marks that he needs, Ascentia could take this game with the amount of damage resources they have, but I'm going to say IG.
I don't know. I'm going to give it to Ascentia. I think they have a really strong comp. They have a lot of mobility. 3, 4, 5. All 5 champions have a hop of some sort. All 5. And I don't know. I think they're just going to be able to take it based on how they played last game. Rat on the Kalista was just utterly, just disgustingly dominant. Now he has the Alistar with him, so that Fate's Call is just going to be ridiculous. And then we've seen Azir. I guess you can't. People have seen Azir. Azir does really well, and if he's able to farm up real nicely and get a couple item spikes, he should be able to completely destroy your Nurse on the Xerath. Again, Xerath, one of the biggest components about him is being able to land skill shots. But if you have a very mobile champion against you, which in the case of Ascentia, they have a few mobile champions in the Kalista, Kindred, and Azir who have dashes, jumps, leaps, that are not on a whole lot of cooldown for some of them. It's going to be hard for him to land all his skill shots properly. I'm going to give this to Ascentia. I think they could take their first win of the Champions League, and it'll be a 2-0. And we'll all be proven wrong. I think we'll all be proven wrong. I didn't see what the other admin chose for their for their stuff. Let's see. Where is it? Is it in here? Articles.
Well, looking at the summoner spells, you have Hecarim up at the top lane with Teleporting Knight, something normal and definitely something that will give just more of an edge to Skies against Rexless in the early part of this game. Azir taking the heal on himself can be a very strong point against Azereth, but you also could think he could take Cleanse for himself, something that could be really good up against a Braum. So I'm curious to see how he's going to use that heal and make it more of an advantage to himself, and instead of that Cleanse.
Yeah, it definitely seemed like Swifty had a little bit of trouble using the Cleanse properly last game, if at all. I think I don't really know if he used it in any positive way whatsoever. We'll have to see if the heal does just do better for him this time around, especially if Bluxy wants to make a really aggressive early gank. And being on the Jarvan, he should want to do that. So, we only have about 33 seconds left into the Spectators delay. We'll begin the game 2. I mean, looking at how Ascentia played, if they could do what they did last game, if they could focus on getting those dragons and getting Kindred, getting Haru, Ono, and Rat, very, very strong, I think they'll be able to take this very easily. Skies is going to be on that Hecarim in the top lane, and Hecarim is, not whatever reason, but for, what it's worth, he is just utterly impossible to deal with in some cases. We'll have to see how Rexless is able to handle that on this Urgot.
Yeah, now the Spectators delay is at 0 seconds. We are loading in the game 2 of this series. Ascentia is up 1-0. Impulse trying to make this go on to game 3 to win it for themselves. And Ascentia trying to end this series right now.
Yep, and Ascentia is going to be on the blue side of the map this time. Skies on that Hecarim in the top lane. Haru is going to be on that Kindred in the jungle. Oh no, it's going to be on the Azir in the mid lane. And we're going to see Rat and Friesman on the Kalista, Alistar on the bot side. But on the right side of the map is going to be excuse me, Impulse ghosting, and we're gonna have Rexless on that Urgot in the top lane. Bluxy is gonna be on that Jarvan in the jungle. Then we're gonna have your Nurse on the Xerath in the mid lane, and then the bot side of the map is Swifty and Herux on that Isa Braum. And a pause.
Alright, I think there's a little bit of a problem with Haru right now, just based off of what Friesman has said in the chat. What are your thoughts on the matchup between Kindred and Jarvan?
Jarvan should win early, I think. I mean, he even went Conqueror. Oh, okay. So I think Jarvan wins early, level 2, level 3, just because of how much more burst damage he should have just to hit naturally. But as the game goes later on, especially if Haru's able to get some of his stacks going, if he gets 4, 5, 6 stacks, I do believe that Kindred should be able to take this easily over him if it's just a duel situation. But Bluxy went Conqueror. I haven't seen a Conqueror Jarvan, I don't think ever. Is that normal?
Conquered Jarvan is normal and definitely something that has been seen before. And it's mainly just because after you use your combo, follow up with a little bit some autos, you proc it right away. And that Conquer definitely is something that helps out in the early part of the game. And as Bluxy gets tankier and tankier with his build, just having that Conqueror allows you to deal a little bit more damage without even building much damage at all. And that's the same reason why Rexilus is able to take Conqueror on the Urgot and be able to deal so much damage with it while building just like a Black Cleaver and then following up with all tank items. And well, we know Purge is definitely one of the biggest reasons why that works with him, but for Bluxy at least, gives him that extra true damage.
Yeah. But the match is getting started. 2 seconds, 1 second, and go. Let's see if there's any 5-man bushes or 5-man push to try to get a early level 1 fight. Doesn't look like it.
Vengeance is at hand.
Vengeance is at hand apparently.
The Summoner's Rift. Seconds until minions spawn.
I think there was one time where I was playing, and this was around when Callista first came out. I was playing, and the enemy Callista used, she linked herself with the enemy, with the jungler, not the support. It was quite interesting. It worked out really, really well, but it was just something I'd never seen before, and it caught me completely off guard.
Minions have spawned.
Yeah, it can work every once in a while if you have the right composition for it. And
oh yeah,
now not with Haru though. I'd be quite surprised if they decided to connect him to Haru.
Oh yeah, the support was something like a Sona or a Zyra or something, so it definitely would have made sense to pretty much to connect with that person, throw him in the middle of the fight.
All right, both sides gonna start with the red buff, and almost able to clear out that ward, but not enough attack speed from them. Both sides get vision of the river, and as this game gets going, one thing I'm surprised about is Impulse not deciding to try and find where Kindred is going to be starting. And the main reason for that is when the mark pops up for Kindred, they want to know where she is so they can look for thinking, oh, already in the top lane.
Yeah, Skies, he's going to be in a little bit of trouble. Bluxy, he got a nice knockup. Skies tried to backstep to dodge it, but it did not work. But no first blood.
Yeah, and now Haru is on the bot side. Luckily, his stack spawned right on that scuttle in the bot side river. Rat and Friesman trying to push up to make sure that Haru can take it without any problems. And
Bluxy's
because
mid. Bluxy is mid. Okay, never mind. Yeah, he was going. He was looking like he was on a charge for death, but He stopped. He's doing it. He's pulling a Haru.
Maybe it's something we don't know. Maybe it's a Jarvan thing.
Maybe it is. Maybe when you play Jarvan, you just sit there and wait for an extended period of time.
Yeah, now Haru and Bluxy are going to meet each other in this jungle here.
Yep, who's gonna fight? Haru is level 3, and they both have red buff. Bluxy's gonna flag drag over the wall, but is it gonna be enough to get away? He has reinforcements coming in from Rexless. He did flash, and they're trying to go after him. Haru's looking for him, but he's not gonna be enough. He might actually just get taken down by Rexless now because of it. He's still trying to do much damage. No, it's not gonna happen. Rexless gets first blood.
Wow. All right. Not the start that Haru wanted there, and nicely done by Bluxy to get himself out of that situation. Flash for flash, and now bot lane may turn this around. Ooh, nice polarized.
Bit of damage coming out. Friesman did have 3 stacks of custom blow, and that gives Rexless red buff. Interesting. That's gonna make Skies have a bit of a problem up there. He's gonna be able to just trade with him the entire time. Ooh, dodges the throwback, but he needs to be careful. Rexless just has to get him really low. Haru might make his way topside. He's going to walk over a ward if he does. Skies might be a little too low to even try to fight.
Yeah, and because of that gank early on, Lolly has not been able to back yet and still on that low HP. Had to use all of his corruption pots right away. And Rexless has a red buff now, so it makes it even more difficult for him to lane.
Yeah, that red buff's going to be huge, and you already see the CS advantage coming in. We have a little bit of counter jungle coming out of Bluxy. He is going for those Raptors. He might look mid. Actually, we're going to see Friesman run into him.
Now, first dragon is going to be the Infernal Dragon. That is definitely something both sides want to look for. Looks like right now Impulse have the favor in getting that dragon, pushing up the lanes. Rad and Friesman though can easily push up this lane with Callista, so by them pressuring it very soon, that Infernal Dragon is up for them, and Haru clearing out the top side of the map to make sure that he is going to be able to CS while also contest for that dragon.
Yeah, but they are down a TP. You see Rexless, he's just going to walk back to lane. Skies had a TP back up there, so they will be down a TP for Ascentia when this dragon fight does break out.
Yeah, teleport now out of your nurse to get back to lane so that he can just push it up and push it up here, as Ono did back right there. So this could be an advantage for them if they want to look for the dragon. It doesn't look like they will, but now headbutt pulverize.
Yeah, they're looking to go in there. Breakel's going to be thrown up. Doesn't matter, but we see a fight in the top lane. Skies and Rexless are going to duke it out. Looks like Skies doesn't know what he's trying to do right now. He was questioning. It looked like he was questioning himself. Kind of just ran back and forth in place.
Guy's not being able to pick up much for himself as he is far behind here, and he only picks up another starting item for himself, and while Urgot gets to pick himself up a Phage, which is a huge difference. Ooh, flash on.
Yeah, he has the ultimate. He's level 6. We can see the Onslaught of Shadows come out. It's going to be used. He's under tower, though, and he's going to get the solo kill. Skies with the outplay. Very aggressive from Rexless, flashing forward, but not able to get it. This is going to give Ascentia the dragon yet again.
Wow, very well played there from Sky. So, wow, okay, I got to give it to him there. That was quite impressive. The flash from Urgot there, trying to get a kill onto Skies. Skies being able to turn it around and have the turret just deal the extra damage that he doesn't have. Picks himself up a kill, and the rest of Ascentia can now move to the Infernal, pick it up for themselves, and Rexless actually forcing out the teleport because he knows that Skies doesn't have it and is going to pick up a couple of plates, but still, very well played by Ascentia.
Yeah, and Skies actually hit level 6 when Rexless flashed on him. He hit him as he was fighting, so without that Onslaught of Shadows, he was definitely done for. About to see if he's able to continue to stay afloat in this top lane. He is down 10 CS. But I mean, as they get dragons more and more, I mean, Oh No, Rat, and Haru, they're gonna be loving this world. The next dragon that will pop up is gonna be a Windrake, so it's not gonna be as crucial. But that does give Skies a little bit more damage, especially if he charges into the fight. Oh, there you go. Headbutt pulverize combo forward. They're looking for the fight. They're trying to get on to Swifty. Flash forward from Rat. We pull the flash out of Swifty. We see concussive blows are on both members. Herrick's going to flash away next. He has one more Winter's Bite. Needs one more hit, but it's not going to happen. We got a rotation coming down by your nurse. They're going to go forward now. He throws the ultimate out. Rat has to heal, but he's getting hit by all of them. He dodges one, actually. He's able to jump away from the Winter's Bite. But they re-engage this. No, Rat is level 6 though. There it is. The Faith Gall going to be a double knock. There's the pulverize, but the Unbreakable is there. We see the Ignite going down to Swifty. Rat has to be careful, and he's going to be taken down. Swifty's able to pick up the kill, and now Freezeman looks to be the next target. They're going to try to get over. Yes, that's a double kill going over to Swifty for Impulse Ghosting.
Wow, Ascentia there went for an aggressive play to try to turn that fight around. They could have just walked away. They used the heal. They're down on summoner spells, and because they thought that with that ultimate from Rat they could get a kill for themselves, but Herrick's playing it very well, placing himself right in front of Kaisa, not allowing for Rat to deal any damage, picking themselves up 2 kills for that Kaisa, and that's gonna hurt.
Yeah, it definitely was rough for Ascentia there. They really wanted to fight. Level 6 was hit by Rat, and he used the Fate's Call. They had a good double knockup, but I mean, the Unbreakable from Herrick's was just what stopped everything. But we got a bit of an invade. Looks like they're going to try to stop him. Bluxy's going to be forced out of there. He does smite the buff, but they're going to go in. Oh my lord, look at the combo! And the Cataclysm is going to get himself killed. Now Rexless is going to be the next fall. He's trying to do as much damage as possible, but no, that's a double kill going to Haru. And look at that, was such a combo coming out. The Onslaught of Shadows with the Emperor's Divide. Holy moly.
There's not much Impulse could have done there. They got themselves in a really bad spot, and then Fluxy tried to get away from the Azir ultimate by using his Cataclysm, but it didn't matter. He had the Onslaught of Shadows from Skies, just one after the other, and complete dominance there. And then Haru being able to pick up 2 kills for himself is definitely strong. Jarvan is going on to the Kalista.
Yeah, Rat might be a little trouble. He actually flashed for that, trying to get the knockup. Not going to happen, though. We do see the rotation coming out of Swifty and Herrick still making their way up the river. Looks like it is going to stop. Luxy very aggressive there. No Cataclysm either, so even if he had it, well, I don't know. Is Kallista's hop enough to jump the Cataclysm wall or no?
It should be, yeah.
Because it's not a very big wall.
Yeah,
maybe I think if she has full boots, then it is. I think without it's not.
And she does have those full boots right now, so she could use that.
Yeah. Well, we'll have to see at some point. I'm sure we will.
Right, next dragon is coming up. Impulse right now trying to play for it. Freezeman gets a lot of damage onto him, and now Swifty wants to try to go for the kill.
Yeah, he used the Unstoppable Force, or the Unbreakable Will, but they're going to go under tower. Faith Call is going to be used just to save his support. Rat able to do the only thing he could at the moment, but Bluxy, he's looking for more. The Cataclysm is almost up. Haru's making his way down. They're going to have to be careful. Meanwhile, both mid laners going to meet. Oh, nice combo. He gets the headbutt pulverize, and Rat's able to pick up the kill. Did not see that coming, but we see Skies is here. He's going to knock your nurse back. He does flash away, though. They're looking for more. Freezeman, he's going to charge up the stun. Needs one more. There's a pulverize coming out. He's going to stun him up next. That's going to give... Oh, Skies actually takes the kill, and they're going to look for this dragon now. Beautiful TP coming out of the Skies, knowing that Rexless didn't have his.
Yeah, Bluxy, they're placing himself in an odd position. Haru making his way over, picking themselves up another kill. Ascentia is just playing this game super well right now.
Yeah, they're doing a lot of things right, a couple things wrong, which is, you know, what you need. That's more or less how you win games, is you do a lot of things right and you only do a few things wrong. Usually when you go opposite is when it's really bad on you. Because, I mean, very rarely does a team play everything perfectly. But here we go, Skies. He might be looking for something. He's just going to take a CS or two. They actually are having members come down. Skies could look for the Onslaught of Shadows onto Swifty, but they're actually backing up. He's chasing him down. Meanwhile, the top side might be a little bit of fight. Skies, he's looking for it. He's going to be stopped by the Winter's Bite. And Swifty actually went forward. Very interesting.
Yeah, now 3 members of Ascentia are on the bot lane. Mid lane is being pushed up. Impulse trying to use that to their advantage because they know that Kindred is in her jungle while Ono's up in the top lane and 3 members down there. I'm not surprised that they had Sky stay down there as long as possible. Mainly because they want to kind of rotate around and make it to where Skies can just hold up the wave against the Kaisa and Braum and allow for Rat and Freezeman to make plays around the map, getting Rat ahead, because at the very moment, there's not much Rat and Freezeman can do in a 2v2 situation against that bot lane.
No, the Unbreakable just stops them completely, but they're actually looking for the Rift Herald. Bluxy, he did throw his flag over the wall. He knows something is up. As you see, he's waiting that tri-bush there, but they're actually going to back off. Yep. Your Nurse throwing all the damage out that he can. Looks pretty calm. It almost looks like Swifty. Yeah, Swifty and Herrick, they're making their way mid. We could see a fight over Rift.
Yeah, and Skies is going to have to make his way over if he wants. He's going to have to decide, does he want to make his way over to try to help out his team, or is he going to push out this turret because he doesn't have that teleport up? And that's definitely something that can be a big factor when it comes down to getting these objectives. And right now, there's nobody on the bot side of the map for Impulse. So Skies can take this turret by himself, but the rest of Impulse is trying to look for a kill onto Ono.
It looked like they were about to tower dive, but if he does get this tower, it would be first tower of the game. They're trying to hold off the top one as long as possible. You got 4 members of Ascentia making their way top. They're in the river. Freezeman is going to go first. Just going to back off, and Skies, he almost has that tower, but Restless is going to meet him before it is taken away. And, yeah, no fight, surprisingly.
Yeah, and this is actually going to hurt Skies because he is, based on items, he is down right now. But as soon as he backs, he should be equal in items or even ahead. And now Alistar, oh my goodness!
Yeah, he has a flash headbutt now. He pulverized. There's the Emperor's Divide, but Swifty, he's able to ult away. The Glitch Fish is going to come out. It misses everybody, and Herox is going to fall. Haru's credited with the kill.
Wow. The only thing that happened for Swifty was he used his ult there, but they were able to pick up a kill onto Herrick, forcing his flash out. And now that Braum is down, the rest of Ascentia can look for this Herald without a problem. They know that Rat will be able to kite around and deal damage that he needs to because they don't have to have that blocked. Urgot, though, since he is ahead in that item right now, on his Hecarim is able to pick up the first turret. Did he steal it?
I don't think so, no.
Alright, oh, he did steal it. So, it is on hard, and now he's actually going to fight him a little bit.
Yes, guys, he's looking for the damage. Does he have what it takes? Though the Purge just proven to be too much, even with both of them have Conquer. Oh, Rat able to dodge a stun. Oh, look at the damage. He gets hit by one attack or one spell, and he's taking a third of his health from that. Holy moly.
Yeah, and playing Ono on the top lane here, definitely a smart move from Ascentia. You have Rat in the mid lane being able to pick up CS for himself. He is taking a lot of damage from your Nurse, but it is really putting your Nurse in a spot where he has to stay mid because of the potential pressure from Rat that could be put on. And then Azir can sit top lane and just control the wave while Swifty and Herrick are trying to push it. Trying to move around the map right now, trying to decide Impulse, making decisions on where they should place themselves. And it looks like Haru's actually going to get another free stack for himself.
He's sitting on a couple now. He got 4.
Yeah, 4, and that's not bad. That's pretty good for tournament play.
But we're gonna see the dragon is gonna be taken by Impulse Ghosting to get their first dragon of the series, but it's only Wind Drake, and we see the Rift Herald is dropped topside.
Yeah, now that Herald is being popped, you have 2 AD carries and a tank pushing on forward. They're gonna have to lead because the rest of Impulse is making their way over. And now because the rest of Impulse is making their way over and they see Urgot on the top side of the map, Skies can decide right now to push this bot lane super hard, get themselves a turret, and by doing that, opening up the map more for Ascentia.
Yeah, they might look for a fight mid. Friesman, he's going to go forward. They do back off, so nothing's going to happen. But yeah, Skies, he's going to look for that turret in the bot side.
Yeah, and the next stack for Haru right now is that blue buff, and they want to look for an ultimate from your nurse there onto Haru. Oh, Haru getting very low.
Does dodge one, which is all that matters. He's going to be able to get out of there, but it looks like Friesman is being chased down. There, Bluxy goes in. He does able to hop over the wall out of the Cataclysm, but Swifty, he goes forward real quick. Flash over the wall. Flash is going to fall. Friesman able to get killed, but he's going to be taunted up. Nice flash out, but there's going to be the Lamb's Respite, and Swifty could be in a lot of trouble. Haru will fall before anything else happens. Every Divider is going to be used to get Rexless away. Herix does use his stopwatch, but it's not going to matter. Oh no, it's going to fall, or will he? No! Your nurse is going to be first to flash away. Sky still chasing him down as well as right. He's going to try to push him back. Is it going to be enough? Oh, he does land it, and that's going to be an ace going over to Ascentia.
Wow, Ascentia there turning that fight around. You saw Swifty and Herix calling for it. They wanted to look for a play. Bluxy jumps in on it to Rat, but then Rat turns it around with Friesman being able to knock up and bring more crowd control on to Bluxy. Rat flashes over the wall to his teammate because Haru's on the other side, uses the Lamb's Respite, saves his teammate, keeps him alive for a lot longer. Haru does get taken down, but Rat is able to pick up a kill onto Swifty, getting himself further in the game. They pick up the ace for themselves, and now Ascentia is starting that snowball.
Yeah, their main damage dealers are definitely getting strong right now. And my question was answered. You can just hop over the wall with an auto attack if you're Rat. So that makes it very questionable on who Bluxy is really supposed to Cataclysm now. I mean, he could just go straight on to Rat just if he wants to get a lot of damage out. But you see, he's going Cinderhawk. So he's going to... And looks to be building the Black Cleaver next. So he's going tanky. Not necessarily burst damage. So... we'll have to see what happens in the rest of these fights, because if Rat's able just to hop over the other side of the wall, that means he has to drop it, or he completely blocks out the rest of his team.
Yeah, and with the way Ascentia has their composition, they have a pretty good disengage and then re-engage. You have Rat with his ultimate getting Friesman out of a fight, and then being able to turn that around with Friesman then landing on top of someone, getting really good knockups for his team is definitely something that can be a game changer. You saw just in the last fight, Swifty tried to jump on over to Rat and get a kill, but then Haru was there to save him. And so with this composition from Ascentia, they're able to turn these fights around in their favor every single time.
So we'll have to see what does Impulse Ghosting need to do then.
Impulse right now, the way it's looking for them, they really need to make sure that this Xerath gets ahead. It does look like Swifty right now is their strongest point, but there's a fair amount of damage coming out from your nurse, and when I need to see more of that AP damage from Impulse, and also Bluxy has kind of put himself in a bad spot. Being a tank who is behind, it gets really difficult for you to come back in the game just because you don't have that kind of damage. Oh, the goal.
Rat is just destroyed. The headbutt did come in from a Friesman, but a little too late. Now Bluxy is going to use the Cataclysm to force Haru to flash out. Tries to get the flag, and Dragon's going to get the knockup. Haru is going to be in really big trouble. We see the Glitch Fish come out. Lamb's Respite is dropped. Rexless, he used that Righteous Glory. He's trying to get in there. We see Sky's Shadow of Onslaught comes in, but Bluxy flashes it, but it's not going to be enough. Oh no, it's on a killing spree. Friesman trying to just get out of there if he can. Not going to happen. That's going to be a good pickup of kills for Impulse Ghosting.
Swifty and Herix there being able to pick themselves up a kill. Very well played. And now the rest of Impulse here can push out the lanes, get themselves more gold, and now hopefully be able to pick up this next dragon, which is going to be the Infernal Dragon. Both teams definitely want this for themselves, and Ascentia, if they can grab this further ahead.
Yeah, they'll definitely be sitting pretty if they get themselves a second Infernal. But Swifty's already on it. He's already doing way too much damage for them to handle. Haru's not even close by. It looks like the dragon is just going to go over to Impulse Ghosting.
Yeah, now it seems like the rest of Ascentia is pinging for this Baron. Impulse now backing and getting their resets. There's a lot of vision for them to know if Ascentia is going to look for the Baron. So Ascentia right now needs to clear out these wards before they try to look for a play. They may find something on the Bluxy here.
Yeah, Bluxy, he does walk in. He gets pulverized up. Not headbutted, though. Friesman kind of holding off on that.
Lost vision. Friesman lost vision. He walked out of the brush, didn't have any vision on the Bluxy, and then by that time, Bluxy was in the wrong position to headbutt him. Unfortunate there.
Onslaught of Shadows is up, though. Lambert's Spite is still down. Cataclysm is still down. So some big ultis are not going to be available, especially that Lamb's Respite.
Oh. Yeah, it looked like Friesman there wanted to look for something, and the Haru trying to follow up, but getting himself in almost a bad position. Urgot already used the Disdain to get away, so there's nothing really that he could do to try to turn around in that fight. Well, the not a fight, I'd say. Now both teams fighting for this vision over this Baron. If either team can grab this Baron, it's definitely going to be the game changer, because right now both teams are sitting at the same dragons, the same amount of gold, and the only difference really is the kills and the turrets. But at the same time, that's not going to matter when it comes down to whoever is able to pick up this Baron.
Yeah, it definitely would be disastrous for either team. I think more so, well, not really. I was gonna say more so for Ascentia, but they have pretty good wave clear with that Azir and Rat now that he has that Runons. It wouldn't be very safe wave clear for Rat, but with Ono on the Azir, definitely would be able to safely take away the creeps. So, I mean, I really don't know how it would go, honestly, for either team if they lost Baron.
Yeah, it is a 4v5 right now. Your Nurse making his way on over to make it a 5v5. And Hecarim is on the back side of Baron right now and trying to see if he can make a play or decide if he wants to push out the top lane. And this could be dangerous for him if he does get caught out by a ward that Impulse has. It could be dangerous for him to kind of play like that. He does play a very aggressive up in that lane right there, having to pull himself back to make sure that Urgot and Jarvan don't give him a chance to get caught out. Bluxy moving pretty far forward, trying to gain control. Yeah, both sides trying to gain control of the jungle at the very moment. Next stack for Haru's over there in the blue buff, and Haru's actually just trying to get some more gold for himself. He's completely on the other side of the map, and if Ascentia or Impulse was able to know this, they could definitely look for a play, but Haru wisely knowing that probably not vision on that side of the map, they don't have to look for anything.
This guy's got scared. He got hit and ran before you hit the ward one last time.
Yeah, I'd be too. You got Bluxy on the other side.
Oh, Bluxy just flag and dragged into the pit. He's gonna be taking some Baron hits now. He has to be really careful. He's able to flag and drag right back out. I don't know if he meant to do that.
Maybe he forgot his flag was there. Put the flag down and then was just
it was instant too. Like, maybe they had a plan, or he had a plan. I don't know, but that could have been very disastrous for Impulse.
All right, well, both teams right now just trying to clear out the waves and wait for either team to make a play here. As soon as one team decides to engage and make a play, the fight is going to go, it can go either way. Both teams are so even right now that the fight is going to be based off of how these players position themselves and also who they focus. If Ascentia really wants to win the fight, they need to get a lockdown on Swifty. If Impulse wants to win this, they need to lock down Ono and Skies, making sure, or at least pushing Skies out of the fight and locking down Ono and Haru. Oh,
we're gonna see the ultimate thrown out by your Nurse. He's able to land one, it looks like. They're split. The Baron fight is, the Baron vision is just never ending. It doesn't look like these teams care about anything else but this Baron right now.
Yeah, there's not much they can do. Next dragon is up. If Impulse decides to go for this dragon, it looks like Ascentia, they're just gonna try to trade for it.
Yeah, they're gonna.
So now you have to be careful about it.
They're gonna try to force something. Oh, the damage. Rat taking about a third of his health right there.
Now they are picking up the one going.
Swifty's trying to go in. There we go, guys. He's charging up the unstoppable charge, or the devastating charge. But the tower's gonna fall. Guys and Ono are on the backside, and they're just gonna disengage, go straight to this dragon. It looks like. Ascentia, they're having a hard time pulling the trigger on anything. Rat, he's still at half health. They're just gonna run right back up to the Baron Pit, but Haru, he's not even near them. He actually walked all the way back to base. So he's got himself the Infinity Edge. Essentially, they do have that bot lane pushing in. This top tower is still standing for them. Holy moly. Now Swifty gonna start the dragon. No one's there to contest him. There's gonna be a free dragon going over the side of Impulse Ghosting. I feel like Ascentia is kind of finding a hard time pulling the trigger here, and this is kind of something we've seen or noted out of this team, is they have a hard time when it comes to rotating around the map and maybe figuring out what they need to do next. They just seem to lose a lot out of it. The gold lead is slowly just trickling more and more into the favor of Impulse. So they'll either need to find a big fight of some sort, maybe use the Emperor's Divide and the Onslaught of Shadows, or just get a pick onto somebody.
Yeah, for the past minutes, it's just been a back and forth battle. Each team clearing out vision. Excuse me there.
Nothing but a vision battle.
And Impulse was able to pick up a turret for themselves, and now they want to look onto Haru.
Glacial Fish can be used. He doesn't get a chance for the Lambert's Strike, but there's the Emperor's Divide. Also, Shadows is going to miss. Here comes the Cataclysm, though, and we're going to see Skies get shut down. Herox is getting chased, or not Skies, excuse me. Oh no, gets shut down. Skies is looking for Herox on the backside. He's going to fall, and that's going to be 4 dead, or 3 dead for the side of Ascentia. Almost 4. And flash forward. Nice use of the Fate's Call. Going to be able to save Friesman. You're a nurse looking for the damage. But it looks like Rat trying to get to your nurse, and he is almost going to be taken down, and now Baron is going to be taken by Impulse Ghosting. Rat needs to be careful.
That was a nice play there from Herrick's, turning that small mishap from Haru, playing a little aggressive in the vision that they didn't have. Herrick's pulling the trigger, went for it, and Haru wasn't able to pull the ultimate down for himself to keep him alive because of all of the knockups from Impulse.
Yeah, I mean, Haru was completely CC'd that entire time. No way he could drop the Lamb's Respite. And then also by Skies and Oh No used the Emperor's Divide, and Skies Onslaught of Shadows behind it. So he hit no members with that skill whatsoever.
Yeah, and now for Impulse, your nurse getting stronger and stronger in this game. That Xerath is just dealing so much damage to Rat and all these carries. Oh, they could look for a kill onto Rexus. Nice dodge there with the disdain.
I've never seen that before. That's funny.
I feel like that doesn't... It's kind of weird because if he has the headbutt there, but Skies, if he dashed with it, it would have pulled or got back. But
My
that's a lot of damage from Swifty right there.
Yeah. Not tanky yet, Skies. So it looks like one tower is going to fall. The second tower is going to fall as well. Ascentia need to pull the trigger and do something. Otherwise, they're just going to continue to lose their base. Yeah, and there it is. They're going to look for Rexless on the bot side. Unstoppable Onslaught is going to happen. Or Onslaught Shadow, excuse me. There's the Unstoppable Charge. There's the Emperor's Divide. They're trying to use the CC as much as possible. Now Rexless is going to make his way up. He has the Purge going to be used. He tries to dash away. Now Bluxy's in here with the Cataclysm. Able to turn this around. And Rexless is on a killing spree. Now Haru is trying to make his way forward, but it's not going to matter. And now this top lane is getting pushed in. Rat is going to be here. And now Swifty, he's going to go forward. Rat's going to be forced to flash. Oh my god, the damage is out. Now, oh no, he's going to be forced to dash away to the stand. So Swifty doing a lot of damage. Here's the Ghost Fish going to knock up. Oh no. And not able to get away. Misses one, but flash forward from Swifty. He's able to get a double kill. That was interesting. Bluxy and Friesman go through each other, but that's going to be an ace going over to Impulse Ghosting. And game 2 is going to be taken by Impulse.
Early on in this game, we really thought that Ascentia would be able to pick it up. They were doing so well. Kindred was getting strong. They had Hecarim being that frontline source of damage with that with the Triforce. But over the course of the game, Impulse playing that super wisely, taking it slow, making sure that they were able to get the picks that they needed. And honestly, I gotta give it to Herrick's there in that last fight. That was a very well done play by him, pulling the trigger and starting off a fight for his team. Definitely one of the turning points of this game, but overall I have to give it to Impulse to be able to kind of hold back, wait and take their time, and then be able to finish off this game correctly.
Yeah, very well done by Impulse. That Baron dance is, I think, what lost Ascentia the game. They just spent so much time trying to make sure that no one could steal the Baron from them, and they lost. They just, like, look at the CS numbers: 60 CS deficit mid, 70 CS deficit top, 40 CS deficit bot. But that is game 2, ladies and gentlemen. We're gonna go another little break, unless the teams are ready to play now. But we're gonna go on a little break, it looks like. Anyway, yeah, another little break, and we'll be back for game 3 of Impulse Ghosting versus Ascentia. Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. As you get ready to get into Game 3 of tonight's series, Zonite over here jamming out to who knows what.
Dude, it's okay. Chat. Look up 10 Million Voices by Shaman's Harvest. You'll be grateful that I told you. All right, I'm just telling you right now. Gets me hyped. We're into Game 3. Come on.
I'm too tired. I'm so tired right now.
Come on.
I haven't had any. So I think I told you this before. I've been trying to cut down on my caffeine, and I haven't had any caffeine today, like at all. So I'm definitely feeling it, and I didn't sleep very well either. I had a very weird dream. Kind of didn't let me sleep very well. But we are getting to Game 3, just like Zonite said. Ascentia did throw the last one. They're going to start on the blue side, though. They're going to see the Thresh Rex side. Lucian going to be banned out. Callista, Galio, Morgana banned out by Impulse. We'll have to see how they change anything up. It looks like they're going to go back to that Hecarim pick. And Urgot is going to be picked up again by Impulse Ghosting. So nothing changes in the top lane, at least.
Yeah, no changes there. Not surprised by that. You have the same bands coming out from Ascentia. Urgot still open. Definitely was a very good source of that front line that they needed in the early part of the game. So grabbing Urgot for them, excuse me, definitely favored. Tarek Sona's open. Ascensia showed before that they like playing it. Tarek Sona is open.
How are they going to do it, though? The Sona's locked in, and I mean, they have to lock Tarek in now. There it is.
Sona Tarek.
So Impulse Ghosting, all they got to do is just focus this bot lane. Punish this pick because it can't really fight back very well. And there you go. You just give yourself a Draven.
The League of Draven.
Going to be locked in. This is going to look really bad for Ascentia.
Yeah, early on in this game, you have Braum who can protect the Draven, and then with that added on stun for Draven, just all that kill pressure onto Sona Tarek, and as we know, if you let Draven get ahead early, he is unstoppable. And I want to see IG play a comp around this, because if they're fully confident in their AD carry and support, they will be fully confident to make a team comp that will give Draven and Braum a better edge going into this mid part of the game. Something that I would like to see from IG, possibly with Sandra. Great source of damage, something else that can be that lockdown for their team. Maybe have a jungler who is able to gank very often, like the Xin Zhao. There it is.
Not what I expected from Impulse. Not what I expected at all. But what is Ascentia going to have to do now? So they have mid and jungle potentially still left to be picked up. They need damage. They need lots and lots of damage.
Yeah, this is where I think because of the Kindred ban, it's getting very difficult for them to find damage.
Cannon.
That's gonna be a Hecarim jungle.
But that still doesn't solve their damage problem. Like Cannon, yeah, Cannon does a bit of damage, but not consistent enough to really matter.
Corki? That's the only thing I can think of left right now.
I definitely think Corki would be the best choice.
LeBlanc.
Yeah, LeBlanc is on, but it'd be kind of hard to execute any of the enemy team. Talia. Oh man. What is going on?
Talia.
What is this? Looks Cassiopeia would have been a good one too.
All right. Well, based on this comp right now, I'm just gonna give it to IG.
Right?
Just off of that, there's so much that Ascentia could have played around with that Sona Tarek in the bot lane, and they chose Ken and Talia. If somebody can prove me wrong on why Kennen and Tilted, I just saw that in chat. Kennen and Talia are the good source of damage that you need. 2 AP champions, by the way. Then maybe maybe I'll say it's okay. The only thing that I could possibly see out of this comp is if Kennen goes AD.
Yeah, but then AD Kennen just kind of falls off really hard later on.
Yeah, see, that's what I mean. Where are you gonna get this consistent damage from? You'll have a lot of sustain in a fight. You'll have great crowd control.
A lot of burst.
But where is your overtime damage? You have an Urgot to get through, a Braum, and then just to add on, a Xin Zhao, when he pops his ultimate, he blocks you if you're outside of the circle and you're dealing damage from afar. Which, when you look at Ascentia's team comp, most of them are dealing damage from afar. You're not going to get through that Urgot, and you're not going to get through that Braum. And then if Xin Zhao follows up with his ultimate on the fight, you're not going to do anything. Ascentia has to play this perfectly because they didn't go with a Corki or didn't go with a ranged, consistent damage champion.
Yeah, I don't know. I have nothing on this. I don't know what Ascentia was thinking right now, unless maybe there's something in chat saying it was the wrong pick. But
yeah,
maybe I don't know. Like, I'm stumped. I'm completely stumped on what would have been better outside of the Corki.
yeah.
Hecarim top, maybe a different jungle. Maybe if they would have picked Xin Zhao for their jungle.
The only thing that I can think of from what Ascentia was trying to do was the Hecarim top lane, Sonateric bot, and because IG realized it, I think Ascentia was going to try to go for a Kindred jungle, but it got taken away from them. That's what my thought is. I think they wanted to go for that Kindred jungle with the Sonateric and then have Talia in the mid lane. But they got it taken away and weren't allowed to have it, so then they kind of rushed down. And I'm not sure if Ono is comfortable on Corki, which makes it more difficult for him to grab that kind of champion.
Could be. Well, I mean, they could have went with the Azir again. I don't think the Azir would have been bad.
Yeah, Azir definitely something, but with Azir being picked before IG's mid laner, it would give IG so much more of an opportunity to kind of focus down on a specific champion that can just completely dominate Azir. Because as we know, one of the weaknesses of Azir right now is being able to be countered super easily by many champions. And Azir worked out in the last game because well, it actually didn't work out in the last game. Never mind. No, Azir didn't work out in that last game because they got to pick a champion who did well against it, which was the Xerath. Later on in the game, there was nothing that Azir could do. Yeah, I will say IG's comp with the Braum and the Urgot already, there wasn't much that he would be able to get through. But if he did get through to that backline, Xerath is still at a far range. He wouldn't be able to do anything. So I can see for sure. I agree with you. Azir is definitely something they could have looked for. I don't think Ascentia picked it just because there's so many opportunities for IG to counter it.
We'll have to see though. Looking at these summoners though, Rat is gonna take TP. Friesman is gonna have himself the heal.
Swifty's gonna take TP.
Swifty taking TP. What is going on? Your nurse taking cleanse. I guess they do got a lot of stuns. A lot of CC.
So, I'm not sure. I definitely wanted to see the Corki out of Ono. I think it was just overall the better pick, but we can't really can't keep repeating ourselves because there's not much to say more about that.
Oh no, we can. Oh no, we can.
What are your thoughts on them really targeting out this Ahri ban on your nurse? Because it seems like I think this is the third time now that they've really been focusing on banning out, the Lucian Thresh, but I'm looking at the mid lane right now with that Ahri.
Has your nurse been dominant on the Ahri?
I've seen Tilted do super well in it, but I don't think I've seen very many other mid laners be able to pull it off like Tilted can.
I think your nurse was. I think there was one game with it. I know there was someone else outside of Tilted who played it, and it was utterly disgusting. I don't know if it was your nurse or not, but they've banned it all 3 games, like you said. They banned it first phase only once though, and that was. Oh, never mind. They never banned it first phase. They always banned it in the second phase.
Oh, how did they literally cast the game with this guy going 14-0 and cannot remember it? Well, there's a lot of games that we have to cast, and there's a lot of champions that we go through, so give us a break, man. We'd appreciate it.
I mean, if we were employed by Riot and had a lot of money coming our way, I'm pretty sure I'd remember a lot more of these things.
Oh, man. You went there. All right.
No, it does get hard to remember every little detail of everybody who played everybody. I mean, I don't remember who it was, but I remember the disgusting Ahri game, and I guess your nurse was the player. And it makes sense, but...
All right, well, we're not talking about the past right now. We're talking about this game, Game 3 of Impulse Ghosting versus Ascentia. I think you said it earlier, but I want you to re-say it. Who do you think's got it?
IG.
IG?
Definitely.
Just right off the bat. You said it so quickly, you didn't even give a chance.
Well, we both said it in the champ select once they picked Talia and
well,
Ken, and
all
it's like IG. IG has it. There's just no way. No way.
Yeah, you said it earlier. I just wanted to see if you changed your mind. We are at 0 seconds on the spectator delay. We're loading on in. Gaikin, do what you do best. Tell us who they got. Tell us who they're playing.
That's what I do best. Oh man!
Well, what other things?
I need to pick up my casting. This is what I do best. But just like you said, we're gonna have Ascentia on the blue side of the map. Skies is gonna be on that Kennen in the top lane. Haru on the Hecarim in the jungle. Oh no, we'll be on that Talia in the mid lane, and Rat and Friesman will be on that Sonatark in the bot side. But on the right side of the map is going to be Impulse Ghosting with Rexless on that Urgot on the top side. Bluxy on that Zinzao in the jungle. Your nurse will be on the Cassiopeia in the mid lane. And we got Swifty and Herox on that Draven Braum in the bot side.
Yeah, with that Draven being grabbed, definitely a dominant force. But you know what I'm seeing a lot lately? Is Draven with Klepto, which doesn't make sense to me. You have a champion who's meant to play around the early game, who has a very good source of damage in the early game. What's the point in taking Klepto and like gaining more gold if your passive is just that?
Maybe that.
Welcome to
I mean, maybe it's just so you get out, because like you said, once Draven gets ahead, it's almost impossible to deal with them. Maybe the idea is to get so far ahead that it literally is impossible to do anything against them. That's the only thing I can think of. I don't know. Nah, I have no idea. But I mean, like you said, usually the Conqueror is the keystone taken with Draven. Just because once you start fighting, he just obliterates you, the amount of damage he does.
Yeah. Well, man wants a lot of money.
Yeah.
So he's going to take that Klepto, use his passive, what he's got, and he's going to make this league his own.
We'll see. I mean, they both have TP, which is not something you see a whole lot on Draven either. That Swifty just changing everything up on us. But both of the junglers are going to start the red buff. Nothing too abnormal. We'll to see what kind of aggression this Hecarim decides to put down with Haru playing him.
Alright, both sides starting at that red buff. Hecarim making his way over to the Raptors. Basic pathing, and since I was actually gonna go straight to his blue buff here, and now bot lane.
This is what they're looking for. Force the flash already, but it's not gonna be enough. The heal's gonna be used, and Rat might be taken down already. One more, and that should be first blood. Yes, it's gonna go over to Herox. And just like I said, you punish the Sonatark early on, and they have nothing they can do about it.
All right, well, it looks like Impulse just using that Draven Braum to their advantage, and Rat is able to teleport back to lane to make sure that he doesn't lose too much XP and gold. But still, that is 400 gold over to Braum. And
wait a second. Rat didn't start the support item, the Spell Thieves.
Huh. He didn't.
Isn't that what you normally do? You start Spell Thieves? Interesting.
I believe it is. I believe it is what you start. I'm not too sure what they decided to do there, but I guess now Sona is going to be the one who's going to farm early on, because you do need that support item on Sona to be able to do this.
Interesting. Meanwhile, we do have a little bit of rotations coming out for this top side. 3-on-3 is about to happen, but they throw Bluxy back into it. His Miasma is going to be taken down. He's going to be able to force flash over the wall after the ignite, but oh no, it's chasing him down. That's going to be a kill going over to Ascentia. Now Haru has to try to get out of there. Rex is doing so much damage. He's going to be force flash. He actually goes into, oh no, he throws him over his shoulder. Can he get away? Rex is able to kill, oh no, and now Skies, he has to run away. Rexless is still alive. He's taking him down. The poison is there. He has the blue buff. There's the Miasma going to be used, and that's going to be 2 kills for 1 going in favor of Impulse Ghosting.
Yeah, and now getting those kills onto Rexless and your nurse, super strong for them. And even though Bloxy got taken down, that is definitely something that will be in the favor of Impulse here. When you have a Hecarim in the jungle, his early game is definitely something you can take advantage of. And with Bloxy on that Xin Zhao, it just gets a lot worse. Oh, Cassiopeia!
Your nurse getting thrown into the tower because of the poison. He took a shot. Almost got killed. Here they go. They're gonna look for another fight right here. They're just gonna go for it. The winner's bite hits a creep instead. They do have Bluxy making his way down, but they just need 1 auto. They do land it, and Friesman might be in a lot of trouble. He's gonna be stunned up. He doesn't get it on. They gonna actually go for Rat. They change their target, and he's gonna be taken down. 1 more auto. Yes, Swifty's able to get the kill.
Wow. Talia trying to get a kill onto Cassiopeia. She doesn't have flash to follow up. Your nurse doesn't have flash as well. Take us back. Come on, camera. Alright, whatever. Your nurse gets out.
They knew it was, but it looks like Bluxy's going to run into Haru.
Oh.
He actually didn't see him. Now Haru's going to chase onto him after the Krugs. He knocks him up with that 3rd hit. He gets slowed down by the Shun Smite. Dodges the stun. Uses the Smite to get some life back. But he's got reinforcements. Here comes the autos. But he gets taken out. Friesman able to get that kill. Can they kill Haru? Yes! That's going to be Swifty with another kill. But Friesman, he has 2 stacks of concussive blow. Herox is super low. They stun 1 member up. And he's able to dodge the stun. The Ignite's going to go down. Friesman, he's going to go down. He will. Swifty's able to give himself a 2nd kill. He's now on a killing spree. And they're going to look for Rat under this tower. They could. Winner's Bite is going to land, but here we go. Oh no, he's making his way down as well. This could be really bad. The Unbreakable's going to be thrown up. Herox, he's going to have to sacrifice himself. Swifty, he doesn't know what he wants to do at the moment, and he's going to fall. He tries to flash forward. He gets the stun off, but it's going to cost him his life. He just stands still, and Rat's able to get the kill. Meanwhile, on the top lane, though, Skies and Rexless duking it out. Skies has to run away. He was taken down pretty low as well.
Well, all right.
Now, Bluxy's found Skies. He's looking for it. He gets the snow. Needs 1 more auto, and it's not going to land. Oh, Rexless also misses as well. 1 more. They're trying to get over to Rexless, it looks like, but it's not going to happen. Bluxy just takes the kill. What is happening?
Can we all just realize it's 6 minutes into the game, and we have 12 kills?
2 kills a minute. I love it.
What is happening here? And now you got 3 kills onto the Draven. That's deadly.
Yeah.
That is not okay.
Definitely. Oh, now we see the Spell Thief's Edge. But here we go. Your nurse gets thrown back yet again. It's ignited up. Uses the cleanse instantly, but it doesn't matter. Oh no, is able to get a solo kill. Your nurse playing super aggressive.
Yeah, and oh no, there because he was.
Oh no! Oh, Rat barely dodges that Winner's Bite. I think Herox could have just walked up and punched him, but oh man.
Yeah, he could have waited on that, but Draven now just can keep on putting the pressure. It doesn't matter. 4 members of Ascentia are making their way, or are all coming down to the bot lane here. Talia does have her ult to get block off
There
the Draven and Braum.
He is not going to get thrown the right way. Dodges the rock to throw him back as well. Doesn't get stunned up. And they're both getting out with no summoners that they didn't even have.
Well, they tried to look for it. Ascentia wasn't able to pull it off. Oh no, you know, with those 4 kills...
He's got 4 kills. Oh my god, I didn't see that till just you said that. Holy moly.
That's why he did so much to your nurse there. Your nurse probably didn't expect that kind of damage, and then because he got the shutdown on Swifty early on, he got himself even more gold and was just able to deal so much damage right now. So your nurse has to be very careful on that. And Infernal Dragon is up. If Impulse can grab this Infernal Dragon for themselves, it will just mean so much more for this Draven.
Yeah, Draven would definitely thrive, especially in this bot lane, which as much as they're punishing this Tark-Sona combo, they might just go straight for it. I don't know. Your nurse getting smart this time, not getting thrown back and pretty much taking a quarter health. Exilus needs to look for the toss back. He could easily get it, but they're going to go for Dragon for the side of Impulse. Should be uncontested. Haru not even nearby. No Onslaught of Shadows either to get over into the pit if he needed to. Now, there he goes. Looks like we see Rexus go for it. This guy's going to ult up, though, but he's super low. Rexus is level 6. He's going to flash forward. He misses it, actually. He throws it way too late. This guy's able to flash away.
Well, I guess Skies is now just going to recall over there. It looks like Rexus waited a little bit longer than expected to use his ultimate. He's just trying to wait for something there, but I'm not specifically sure. Heckerman sends out trying to fight over that Scuttle Crab and get some vision, but because Kennen had to back off, it means that Impulse can take control of the top side.
Yeah, I mean, he flashed forward, so I thought he would just throw it right there. I'm pretty sure the Skies was low enough as soon as he flashed. He could have just thrown it right then and there, but it's not going to happen. We're going to be thrown back yet again. Here comes Haru, but nice use of the flash, and there's the Stone Gates with the Glacier Fish in the bot lane. Heal does come out. Nice stun, but it doesn't matter. We're going to see Freezeman get taken down. It's going to be another kill going over to Swifty, excuse me. Bluxy's here. Oh no, he's going to be in a lot of trouble. He did win a little too far forward. He gets shut down. Meanwhile, they're under tower. They're looking for another kill. Swifty's able to get it. Can Herx get out? Yes, he will. And this is what you do. Exactly what I said. You punish the Sona Tark early on because they cannot fight back. Sona has no items to fight.
Grabbing themselves the Draven, Swifty, and Herx just being that dominant force. They picked up so many kills. It is 5 kills at 10 minutes for this Draven. He already has a Bloodthirster and a BF sword. This man is strong.
If anyone gets hit by a Winter's Bite in this bot lane, they're done. I mean, they've been done this entire time. There's just no way. That 4,000 gold lead is 2,000 of it, 2,700 of it to be correct, is on Swifty above Rat. Well, I guess you got to look at Freezeman as well, but even then, Herx has a gold lead above him. So I don't know.
I feel like we've seen the Sona Tarek bot lane like 4 or 5 times now, and it's only worked once.
Yeah, it's definitely not done very well. But every game we've seen it, it gets crushed early on. And the second game we saw it, the second time we saw it, they were able to crush it early on, but they kept the pressure there. Like, there was no bouncing back, allowing the Sona Tark to really get anything, and let that little, I guess, combo or composition work.
Yeah, now Impulse is going to have to decide if they want to look for this Herald. And it looks like they are. They're going to make their way on up and maybe help out Rexilus and then make a play there. But because of how dominant bot lane is being for Impulse, Bluxy doesn't have to put himself down there. He can keep himself on the top side of the map. They already have the Herald for themselves. And so now Bluxy can just take objective after objective without a problem.
Yeah. Guys.
Even though, oh,
It looked like he was gonna look for it, but no, decided not to. Haru's bot side. I have to be a little bit careful. He's waiting over there. They might just catch out Swifty if he's not careful. You see, oh no, rotating down as well. The flash is up for Swifty, so if the wall does come out, it's not going to be an issue.
yeah. Now Bluxy's going for that Herald, and because of how strong this top lane and bot lane are for Impulse, they can just keep the lanes pressured, and Bluxy can keep on counter jungling. The thing is, Ono is ahead right now against your Nurse based off of the kills. But because of the CS that your Nurse has and also the pushing potential to counter Ono's mid lane push, it really helps them to have that Cassiopeia. So then Talia, who's their strongest player, cannot roam around the map.
Yeah. Although Ono is trying, you see him still kind of moving back and forth, deciding what he should do.
Yeah, now Impulse just spotted out Hecarim backing there, so they know that they can play a little bit more aggressive in each of the lanes that they want to. And the next dragon is coming up very soon, so Bluxy's going to clear off the top side of the map and hopefully make his way on down here. A play is going to happen very soon. Cassiopeia just kind of wiggling herself back and forth near where this dragon is going to be. And, you know, very smart here by Swifty backing and resetting to make sure that he can gain the items that he needs for this next fight right beforehand.
Yeah. But he's actually going to TP towards the dragon pit. Haru is found out. Herrick's going to throw a Winter's Bite. He's going to walk up. I think they just need to focus on getting this dragon. It's another Infernal, so that's 2 Infernals for this dragon would be just a sad day for Ascentia.
Yeah, and because Swifty knows that the only strong person on their team right now is Ono and a lot of AP from Ascentia, he does decide to get himself some Mercury Treads, which very wise play by him there to grab that. And now that they have the Herald, they can pop that in the bot lane, and they have 2 Infernals. They will win any kind of fight that they get into.
Yeah, there's no way that Ascentia has the damage to fight these 2, or fight these 3. So it's gonna be a free power going down. They might even get a tier 2 in this bot lane. Oh my god, they have so much damage right now. It's unreal.
Yeah, and there's not much that they can hold on to. Your Nurse pushing up the mid lane for them, and it seems like Ascentia now calling up their 4th member to try to hold this off. And Impulse realizing it, so they back off. Ooh, Disdain almost lands on the Sky. Sky's getting a little bit of skirmish there.
Oh, it might not matter though. He does pop the Thunderstorm. Gets the stun, but you don't want to use that defensively. That's not how you want to use that ability. Oh no, and your Nurse meet each other in the river. Actually, you got 3 members of Impulse in the mid lane. They might just look to take this tower as well.
Yeah, now Impulse can have their bot lane sit in the mid lane, keep that pressure up, and oh man, with the lead that they have right now, you have the kills on your carry, and you have these 2 Infernal Drag. It just gets so much bigger for them, but it looks like
Luxy's the target. He's gonna be stunned up. Everyone is here, and he's gonna be shut down. He got caught out trying to invade yet again.
Yeah, Bluxy's putting himself in a really bad position there. And, you know, Impulse now getting that, or Impulse losing their jungler, means that they can't look for these sieges as much as they want to. But at the same time, you know, honestly, I may be wrong, but it may not even matter if Bluxy's there. They have so much damage on their side. Like, 1 auto there on the Taric was a decent amount.
Now topside, Rexless, he's going for it. Guys, his ultimate should be up in a second. Might be enough. Rexless, he has that purge. He's still chasing down Skies. He's looking for it. We see the spinning axis come through, and it's actually going to connect, and that's going to give him the kill over to Rexless. But meanwhile, we see a fight in the river. Swifty might go forward. Herrick is super low. The ultimate is coming out. They're impenetrable to anything. That's on the other side of the wall. Herrick so low.
Yeah, now Cassiopeia being split up. And, you know, we've seen a lot of teams lately. They split
Ooh.
their bot lane into the mid and have their mid laner go to a side lane instead, rather than swapping the top and bot lane. Definitely a smart play there. And mainly because if you get your bot lane ahead, you want them in the middle of the map, because that means that those two who are the strongest on your team can make the plays for your team when it goes into the middle part of this game.
Yeah, and especially if you open up that, if you break down that T1 turret, it definitely opens up the map for the rest of your team to be able to invade that enemy jungle. But right now, Swifty 5-1-2 on this Draven. 100, he has 100 more CS than the enemy team, basically, or than the enemy bot lane, roughly.
Yeah, and if you look at it, there's only one item done by Sona there, not even a full item done by Tarek, and Draven's already at 2 items, boots, and probably halfway there on his 3rd item. He just hasn't backed yet to show us what he's actually got in his pocket.
So we should see Rat trying to farm now, since he has that Frostwings claim online. I don't know. I'm still not a fan of this Zona Tark in the bot lane.
Yeah, and you know, if you can't, one of the things that I'm noticing is you really can't turn that mindset from going from being a Callista for 2 games to turning into a Sona who needs to be more passive. It can be pretty difficult. So you kind of saw early on they wanted to take these skirmishes with Draven and Braum, but you just can't as Tarek and Sona.
Yeah, there's no way. I mean, you saw the level 1 kill. They got the easy first blood.
Impulse now clearing out the vision so they can have the next dragon to themselves. Talia is on the other side, so they know where Ono is, and having the Cassiopeia in the bot lane really allows them to keep that pressure in that lane, and then also be able to not allow any contesting from Ascentia.
TP is available on Skies, but this dragon's falling way too fast. Ascentia, they have nothing at this point.
Ascentia is so far behind, and you definitely need that Tarek, Sona to be able to kind of win this mid game, and they're not even close to the point where they can have that mid game.
Yeah. I mean, if you look at it right now, it looks like Swifty's one-shotting the melee creeps already. Like, that is a very strong Draven right now. The full health a melee creep. Oh man.
Yeah, now more CS, more gold is just being funneled into Draven. And you know, the man's all he wants is gold. You got the Klepto, you got his passive, and he's just sitting at a smooth 205 CS at 20 minutes. So,
oh my, he's almost double Rat's gold in net worth. That I mean, he is high. He has a higher net worth than Rat, and almost actually, yeah, higher net worth, around the same, I guess you could say, than Rat and Friesman combined. Like, that is just utterly ridiculous how much gold Swifty has accumulated so far. Might find Haru. He's going to actually go forward. Haru might be in a little bit of trouble. He's going to use the Onslaught Shadows, and there's the spinning axes. Doesn't matter. Bluxy meets him on the other side. And this could be Baron going over to Impulse Ghosting now.
yeah, they got the jungler, and they don't really need much to take this down. You have Draven with so much gold. The rest of Impulse are so strong as well. You have Urgot sitting there just going at it, purging, and it taken down in a couple of seconds. 21-minute Baron for Impulse Gaming. They are just dominating this game.
Yeah, this is looking pretty much over for Ascentia right now, unless they can find a nice couple of shutdowns. Look at Friesman.
Oh.
He's already half health and 2 autos, and I don't think either of those crit either.
Yeah, they didn't crit there.
Look at that, 1100 damage.
Oh, teleport from Kennen? Wait. They wanted to look for something there, but... Oh, they almost did, but...
Oh, he teleported in the wrong area. Well, they ran away from it.
Yeah, they decided to rotate instead of going for that mid lane turret. If they stayed, that Kennen would have been able to get behind. Now they do to get the stun off.
Luxy, he's forced to flash out, and they're trying to go for it. Guys, he goes in, but the flash away from Swifty. This could be really bad. We see the TP in, current Rexless. He's looking for the fight. He throws the ultimate out. It's going to land on Haru, but is that enough? He throws Haru back. Can he get him? It might be, and that's going to be 3 dead on the side of Ascentia. Rat is forced to flash away. Herrick flashes forward. He's looking for, oh no, the Ignite goes down, but it might not be enough. There's a spinning axis coming out of Swifty. They're still pushing forward for this Rexless, looking for Rat. He has to be careful. Doesn't have much MR outside of the Spectre's Cow. And there's the inhib taken down. Are they going to look for more? They're just going to back away. They're going to back up. And that was a beautiful set of kills and an inhib for Impulse Ghosting in their 13,000 gold ahead at 22.5 minutes.
Impulse playing this super well, and they're already teleporting back in. Looks like Draven is going to try to push that up with your Nurse. Your Nurse just decided to stay, resetting for himself. And, okay, we're 22 minutes in the game. Draven needs 2 more items to be full build. That's how strong this Draven is right now and how much gold he has in his pocket.
Wait, what's that second BF sword?
I'm guessing he wants to go Guardian Angel.
Oh, that's right. That's right.
Just to make sure.
I was thinking of Spear of Shojin for a second. I was like, that doesn't make sense to me, though. So, yeah, I guess the GA would make more sense.
Yeah, and he doesn't have to build into that.
Rat.
Oh, my goodness.
Rat, What are you supposed to do? Like, really, realistically, what are you supposed to do? Oh no, he's down in this bot side, but this tower's gonna fall, and Swifty might just go forward. He doesn't get knocked back by the rock, but we see Hurricks go in. He tries to get stunned off. There's also a Shadows. It's going to land. Hurricks looking for Swifty. He's stunned up. Can he take it out? He will! And that's a big kill. Bluxy's in the middle of this. Nightstone Gaze comes out, stops Hurricks in his tracks. Guys has to use these Zonies to stay alive. Freezeman is forced to fall back. The cleanse is going to be used by Uranus after the stun. Now, oh no, super low flashes away. Hurricks still barely alive. But now it looks like Rat is in a lot of trouble. He's going to use the mana shield, but that's going to cause, oh no, or excuse me, Nurse to be taken down by Rat, but they do get the bot lane inhib.
Wow, that fight there, they did get Swifty early on, but you know, it was a little questionable for your Nurse there that he was trying to go into the Sona, and Sona had a very large shield from what is that? How do you say that? Seraph's Embrace, my bad. Seraph's Embrace, that shield. It seemed very greedy there. Your Nurse kind of went on a little bit forward, but very well played there to counter engage that fight and take it home for them. They're able to pick up the second inhib of this game, and slowly but surely, Impulse is going to be able to take this game over. They're just having the snowball lead. Doesn't matter, even if Draven got taken down, you still have to worry about that Cassiopeia. She is so strong right now.
Yeah, I mean, we've seen this, like, we saw this in the first game too with your Nurse. He plays super aggressive. He's trying a little too hard to get these kills on the enemy team, and it costs him his life several times.
Yeah, he needs to make sure that he plays it correctly. He had the advantage in the early part of that fight. He was able to pick up a kill for himself and then get a little greeting gun on forward. But now we are on to the second part of this fight. First, so much damage.
Oh my god, more than half health. Rat was almost dead from one crit. Spinning Axe is going to come out. Is it going to be enough? No. They're going to force Rexless back, but that tower is going to fall. They're going to look for this inhib next. Luxy, he's taking a half health though. Gotta be careful of those rocks. They hurt. Rat is back at full health just about. Guys on the other side, he does have the ultimate ready to go, but that's 3 inhibs down.
We all know 3 inhibs is very hard to hold.
Oh my god. Swifty,
I'm just amazed. You know, I'm actually just sitting here watching and amazed by that damage. You got 2 Infernals, Ocean Drag. You got 4 dragons over the side of Impulse. And with the 4 dragons, you had Baron up a little bit earlier. 6 kills to your Draven. He's just so far ahead, so much gold. And as soon as he gets that GA and starts to get towards his final part of the build, it just makes him unstoppable. Sona is so far behind. Like you just saw, she almost got one shot. It was like 75% of her HP was 1 auto.
Yeah, nice big old juicy crit coming out of Swifty there. And I'm pretty sure, oh, but they might have found a sitting duck, and your Nurse gets caught out. sitting on a ward, had no idea, was waiting for somebody to walk up, and just gets completely caught out. Again, your nurse making these odd mistakes, if you will.
Yeah, your nurse there playing pretty aggressive, and I don't, excuse me, I don't think he knew there was vision on the other side of the wall. So honestly, probably a lot of us who made that same kind of play there, just trying to wait for something and possibly look for a pick. But vision was there for him and did play a little bit too aggressive, and your nurse gets caught out, but it doesn't matter. Impulse, super strong, picked up the Baron for themselves. Second Baron of the game at 27 minutes. And now they can just go to a lane that they want to, push it out. They got Baron minions on every single lane, 2 at a time per wave, just pushing out with them. And so you need someone at each wave. What's nice, at least for Ascentia, is that they have a lot of AP champions who are able to kill these super minions quickly. But still, if you let that Draven get close to you, he's gonna hurt.
Yeah.
Oh!
So much damage coming out. Oh, looking for the knockback. Almost gets it. The fight is about to happen. Your nurse is back in with his team, and they're just pushing in for this inhib yet again. Friesman is looking for the stun, but he's stunned up. There we go. The big ultimate coming to the backside. Your nurse is going to get the kill on Friesman. Sky's forced to use the Zonians, but it does not matter. Rexless on the killing spree, and that's going to be 3 members dead. Hurks does get taken out finally, but it does not matter. 5 members dead. Ace. Impulse ghosting. Take this by storm.
Very well played there by Impulse, being able to end it off. They did have a little bit of trouble in game 1 to try ending, or at least being able to do anything really in that first game. Second game, they were able to pull off the victory. It was closer in the early part of the game. Later on, they picked it up, and then in game 3, just totally dominated. A little bit of a, seems like a mishap for Ascentia there in the pick and ban phase with that Sona Taric in the bot lane, and I definitely think Rat was still in the mindset of a Callista, so he played a little aggressive and can't play that aggressive as Sona against the Draven.
Definitely not, especially when they got that nice first blood onto him, or onto that bot lane as well. Although it did go over to Herix, I mean, what more can you expect? But that is it for us tonight. Congratulations, Impulse Ghosting, taking the 2-0. Ascentia, they looked really strong in the first game. I thought they would have been able to take the series tonight. The second game, they kind of gave up their lead, and then in the third game, they just fell flat on their face. We do have another series tomorrow. Correct me if I'm wrong. I do believe it starts at 8:30 p.m. Eastern, 7:30, or wait, is it 8? Yeah, maybe it's 8:30 p.m. Eastern, 7:30 Central. It's gonna be Recon 5 taking on Schism Esports. But other than that, I mean, there's nothing else from us unless you have more Zonite.
I don't have much else. I just have to say very well played there at the end by Impulse. But in the first game, we did get to see a little bit of a glimpse of how Ascentia can play in this tournament, and I want to see more of that kind of team out of them. So hopefully we can in the next couple of weeks.
Yeah, no more Tarek Stone in the bot lane. It's obviously not working out for these.
Yeah.
It worked once so far. I think that's enough. But that is it from us, guys. Have a good night. Thank you for watching. Tune in tomorrow. Like I said, Recon 5 taking on Schism Esports. Should be a good one.